Project Hail Mary. It crosses the 300 million at the box office. This movie is just continuously making money. Will it keep up with some of the big movies coming out? We shall see. Supergirl had some screenings already, getting mixed reviews. Is that a good or bad thing? Does it matter? Does it not matter? Who's saying it? We shall see. Gym etiquette. That's right. Gym etiquette. Learn how to be nice to people.
Oh,
all that and more on the show here today with myself and Jonathan Roca. People call you Jonathan ever?
No,
Jonathan.
not even my mom.
Jonathan. All right. So that, but it is your full name, though. Is your right?
Yes. No, it isn't. It wasn't. No, but we'll get to that.
You're lying. You're lying.
I'm telling you.
All right. And either way, let's get to it, everybody. It's time for the movie trivia. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Monday. And joining me on the show on Monday, as
hello, everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hello,
it's good to have you. You know, I didn't send this to you. I sent it to everybody in my family and everybody. So I didn't send you this picture. I gotta, did I tell you about did I send you the thing for the WWE Vault over the weekend? Did I send it to you?
No, I watch WWE Vault all the time, bro.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that I didn't send this to you. I'm gonna have to. Luke, can you do me a favor? Can you, the pictures that I sent you, can you put them up so I can show John and the rest of the crew?
Okay.
So over the weekend,
yeah,
I was like, I'm just looking at my YouTube channel and I'm looking at some stuff and I'm sitting on the TV and I see that. And I love the WWE Vault is one of the best things, like
best YouTube channel they've ever built, ever.
Yeah. And so because they not only just put like old school like Raws and all that, they put in like house shows like all the time. And
I'm telling you, I watched over the weekend the Mega Maniacs versus the Gregory Brothers, which I totally forgot about.
Did you happen to see that they posted Mr. Perfect versus the Ultimate Warrior from Madison
Yes, I watched that from Madison Square Garden. That was a great match.
Did you watch the entire event?
No, just that match. I just watched that match.
Had you watched the entire event,
yes,
you would have seen a front row 14-year-old Harloff throughout the entire thing.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and watch this now.
Luke's gonna put some pictures up. And I'm gonna play some of them. But I sent it to my brother. I sent it to a few people. Oh, he looks. Is that one of them? Look at me on the far right.
Oh, is that hair? Well, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Far right. That's me there. And then there's so many of these. If you look at it, you can see me in the front row. That's me and my friend Dante, who actually sounds like Alf. And then another match was Rick Martel versus Bret Hart. So this is when the model was walking out. Look at me yelling at the model. Look at that burgundy sweater. What am I wearing? Either way, those are there's like you can see me when Tugboat comes out. Like
wow.
The funniest thing about all of that is that I would have told you if you would have said, okay, look, have you ever been front row? But yeah, I was at front row and I was at Madison Square Garden. And I remember clearly go back and watch the Earthquake versus Hacksaw match. Right.
Yeah.
So I remember, I loved Hacksaw as a kid, but for some reason, my friend Dante couldn't stand him. Right. He couldn't stand Hacksaw. So he's like, I want to make a sign about Earthquake, beating Hacksaw because Earthquake was like the shit at the time.
Yeah. John Pedette.
And this was right when he was about to go into his feud with Hogan and all these things.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, let's do it. So we made this horrible sign, which you saw. It says, and it's a 2x4, and it said, Hacksaw will go down to the natural disaster Earthquake, and you zoom in on it, you see that. But they look at the sign when it goes through, and you hear Grill Monsoon. He goes, "Oh, that went by too quick, Sir Alfred. I couldn't, your lordship. I couldn't quite see what it was." And then they zoom back in, and he doesn't really get it that we were shitting on Hacksaw, and he goes, 2x4 Earthquake, right? And so he just did that. I'm like, all right, good. My buddy had told me about it, but like that I remembered because of that moment. And that moment. And so when that popped up, when I saw that, I go, I wonder if that's the one that I was at, because I know that I had seen Mr. Perfect fight before. The other crazy thing is, shows you how different WWE was. Mr. Perfect was still perfect when he fought
Warrior,
and he lost to him.
Right.
by pinfall. They never acknowledge it in the main show.
It was a house show, right?
It's a house show, but he officially lost to the Warrior at that house show. But I was there for that. I remember that I was there when Warrior beat Andre in like 8 seconds, and the Nassau Coliseum was there for all that. But this, I couldn't have told you had I not seen it on the vault. Any of the cards, Frenchie, what's his name? Frenchie, what the hell is his name? Frenchie Martin. Remember Frenchie Martin?
Yeah,
remember Frenchie Martin?
Remember Frenchie Martin.
Frenchie Martin for Coco Beware. Jim Powers fought Mike Sharp.
Mike Sharp
was my favorite tag team of all time. Fought, and I was right there cheering them. I couldn't even. If you told me, have you ever seen Demolition fight in person? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Right,
same thing with Bret Hart. So it was pretty nuts. So it was a lot of fun to see that, and so that's up there. So I highly recommend going for the people of the vault. Sticking with wrestling, I didn't get a chance to talk about it on Friday because I didn't do a show.
Right.
So I took off on Thursday. That's where Mike and Steph hosted the show. Matt Serra did Stephanie McMahon's podcast. So we drove, they were actually really kind, and they sent a car here for Matt and myself, and we went to Stanford, which is only about a little over an hour away. Where we went, and we got there, and they were really, really welcoming. They actually put a whole big thing for the WWE, like in the building. There was like a WWE welcomes Matt Serra.
Oh, that's great.
Like, he doesn't give a shit about wrestling, but he was just really, he's the way that it came about was Stephanie had asked Ronda Rousey at one point, I want to start training in jiu-jitsu. Who's the best person I should train with? And Ronda goes, Matt Serra. You got to train with Matt Serra. And so Stephanie had wrote to him a while ago. Matt just at the time couldn't do it, but he recommended somebody really great to do it. And now Stephanie has been trained. She's like a blue belt now. She's been training quite a while. So then eventually, they were still talking, and she got Matt on the show. So she comes in, and people are like, and I said, the second she comes up, because Matt wanted me to be there as producer on his show.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And so she comes in, and I told the audience, there's no way. I was there for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months when I was a writer. She's not gonna remember me, right? So no, she didn't remember me. But we did, but she wasn't like, oh, I don't know who you are. That's it.
Right.
We talked for this gotta be my wife, right? It's so loud. It's Goldberg's theme. It's too loud on my phone. I don't know how to change it. It's been there for 4 years. Maybe 6, never changed it. So we were talking for quite a while before the show starts. And she's asking me about my time there, and I was telling her about the thing. She's like, oh, that sounds like the old crew. We were going over it and going over the thing. And I showed her the clip from when her and Shane had me do the scene with The Rock, and she's like, oh yeah. So then they did a long podcast. It was like an hour and 45 minutes. It was a great conversation. Probably coming out sometime in April or whatever, at the end of April. So we were so at the end of it, which was amazing after a great conversation, Matt was killing it. He's just such an honest dude, and he's cracking up the whole room, and everybody's loving it. And at the end of it, we were talking to Steph again, and then she's like, well, Paul wants to come down and talk to you guys. So or to Matt, so Triple H comes out, and we were talking to both of them for like 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. And it was just like a great conversation, like really down to earth. They were talking about family and everything too. A little bit of the business stuff came up with me, but Matt again didn't really care about that stuff, and it was pretty awesome. So it was a nice experience.
That's cool.
So that's why I wasn't there on Thursday. But tons of shit. I got to tell you. Should we just tell you about this gym etiquette thing?
Well, I guess because I met Triple H years ago at SmackDown, backstage at SmackDown. Meatiest hands I've ever shook in my life. Did you shake his? I did. These are paws. These are gorilla paws, or is it a little bit thinner now because he's not, no longer? Yeah, okay.
He's thinner now. He's tall, but
sure. He's always been big. Yeah, tall.
I think he's smart. I think that he's almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
He's taking care of himself a little bit. He's not hitting. He's in shape. I mean, he's not like out of shape. He's just smaller now. You can't.
Yeah.
He knows how to stick around.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of you keep doing that to your body. You can't. He's going to stick around. You could tell. All he was talking about was his kids. Loves his kids. And so it's he wants to stick around, but he knew he's not. Because I knew him. I met him. He was on injury when I was there, and he was a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
He was huge, and so Yeah, but he's
that's cool.
Yeah, but so anyway, yeah. Let me tell you. Speaking of the gym, speaking of big,
yeah. Let's go.
So I go to the gym today because I'm only going to be. I'm going. For people who just to let the audience know, I'm going to be here on Monday and Tuesday. Roku will be hosting the show himself on Wednesday. I don't know about Thursday and Friday. We're still trying to figure out, but I will be off the show probably until like Wednesday of next week. I'll have my videos and other things up, but I've got to do a bunch of different things. But I'll be back. So John's going to hold the fort down. Everyone else is going to hold the fort down a little bit. So just want to let everybody know. So I only really have a couple of days to get into the gym here,
right,
before I leave. So I'm like, I'm gonna go today, and so I'm gonna do chest and this is for people who go to the gym, and I don't know how, John, you feel about this too when it comes to like etiquette. Like if someone's doing reps on it is totally okay to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, sorry, man, just curious how many sets you got left." It's okay to do.
Yeah.
I go up to this one guy, and the guy was like, this first guy, we're doing this machine, and he's like, I got like 3 left. And he puts his headphones on. I go, "Can I work in with you?" He's like, "All right." And I helped him out. He was fine. He was just kind of a grouchy old dude, but he was fine. And then he worked out fine, and he did his own thing. And this other dude, I'm not gonna call him names.
Okay.
But I go to the machine, and it's a chest machine. It says and so I say to the guy, I'm like, "Hey, dude, how many are left?" And he goes, doesn't say anything. He goes back to his fucking phone.
Oh, wow.
As he's waiting, I'm like, okay, maybe he's just got a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And I'm not like snooping into it. Just curious. Like, is he checking music? If he's checking music, okay, the guy's fucking writing emails.
Oh,
and I was like,
between sets?
Fuck face.
In between sets?
Listen, man. Listen.
Yeah.
If you are, I get it. If someone, one more set left, it's like, even if someone's waiting for you,
right?
Do your email afterwards. Take your break. Take some time. Right. If you take a rest, don't rush because of me, because I've just asked you. Take a breath. Wait 2 minutes, whatever you do. Writing emails? You're writing emails?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing? And he did it, and it was one of these things like, well, you can wait for me. Sniff my balls, okay? I was gonna be nice. Sniff my balls. And I didn't say a word. I just sat there, I waited, I stretched, and I'm like, this is like the guy that when you pull into the parking space and you're waiting for him, he was about to pull up, but he sees you waiting now, and now he decides he's gonna like scratch his asshole for 33 seconds before he pulls out of the spot.
To make you wait. Yeah.
And I was never got mad, never got upset. It's not I do not get upset in the gym. I just don't. It is really has become like a church for me, to where like mentally I just get into a good spot. And I wasn't, but I'm like, that's just a dick move.
Yeah.
Right? Am I wrong?
No, I try to go when no one is there, because I don't like people coming in and working in with me, because I don't know how long I'm going to take between sets. So I try not to. But if someone comes up and goes, "Hey, can I work in with you?" You've got to allow them.
I didn't ask this guy. This guy I didn't ask to work in on.
Right.
This guy didn't even ask. I was just like, "How many do you have left?" He said 1. So if you get 1, I'll wait for you. Take
right.
But you're gonna check your emails? You're gonna write an email in the middle of the thing? Like, do your set, take your break, write your email afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, people have their. You don't know if him writing that email and him working in that is like his way of like keeping himself level, keeping himself at peace. But I totally understand how, like, when you're in a public space and other people are using this stuff, you got to be respectful and courteous. I don't like people who don't say a word to you when you ask them something in the gym. But that's an arrogant move.
It's also affecting your workout. Like, you're not supposed to take 4-minute breaks in between sets.
Well, everyone's got their process, man.
It's no, dude. Scientifically, it is not. 4 minutes in between sets is not. It's not.
Well, I know you're right. You're absolutely right. But like, everyone's got their process.
A minute, 2 minutes. Sure, but like if you're waiting 4 minutes, what are you doing? Don't even work out.
It's supposed to be 30 to 45 seconds between sets. A minute at most when you're getting back into it. But you're right. All that gap of time. So, maybe it's just a matter of like,
he was being a douche. He was being a douche.
Exactly.
He's like, I have 1, and you're gonna wait for it now. And I'm like, right. Whatever. The other guy, when I asked it, because he had 3 sets, and I had to get to work early today. So I wanted to get and it was a longer thing. So I asked nicely. If I would have said to the guy, "Hey, can I work in with the first guy?" And he would be like, I'm not really I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'd be like, all right, that's fine. I'll come back and I'll do something else. I don't mind. That's happened before.
Right.
But this guy was a turd.
But you made the right move. You don't want to get into an altercation at the gym. That's never a good thing. People always have their phones out to videotape you, and you never know how that's going to go down.
It's also a place I go every day.
Right. You don't want to take it because that person's going to show up at the gym again.
Totally.
Right?
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. I mean, look, maybe I was on a bad day. I don't know, but it's just like, come on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Should have had a little more courteous and respectful response for sure. Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Let's talk about some box office stuff.
Let's do it.
Because you and I spoke about this last week.
Yeah.
We were very curious in how Project Hail Mary was going to do in week 2, because you said, look, it's got great word of mouth. There's not a lot of competition. So we both thought it would do decent, and decent it did, more than decent. So let's talk about it. Okay. Where is it? There we go. Share the screen. I'm going to do it. Okay. Home box office. And there it is. Did I get? Where did? Okay. I thought I got
some people are chiming in. Some professional power lifters are chiming in saying, power lifters need 4 to 5 minutes between sets.
No, but they're not wrong.
Kristian wouldn't bother a power lifter. For fuck's sakes.
And they're not wrong. There are certain exercises, but the chest machine, you don't need 4 minutes in between the chest machine. Like power lifters, yeah, sure.
There was no chalk. You're not wrong. There were no gloves.
Yeah, you're not wrong. For
no weight belts.
I concede on that one. But I'm talking about in between this. You don't need 4 minutes. Anyway,
I love it.
All right, the Project Hail Mary, 54 million thus far.
Yeah, amazing.
What did it make last week? Like 75?
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
300 million so far overall. Internationally, 136. Hoppers with another 12. Hoppers is kind of becoming like that little engine that could, right?
Yep.
So almost 300 million for Hoppers. Looks like it's going to make some money at least, or make a little bit of money back. They Will Kill You opens up. This was a bad move for them.
Yeah, sad.
Not a great move to come out a week after Ready or Not, the next week right afterwards too, and that movie didn't even do well either.
Right.
It's made 9 million. I don't know how much it cost to make. It couldn't have cost that much to make. Durandar the Revenge made 89 worldwide. That's where that movie was going to make its money, obviously. Now, and Ready or Not is not even in the top 5, for God's sakes. Nope. Where is it? Is it
sinking
number?
Like a stone, dog. Sinking like a stone.
Yeah, 23 million so far worldwide. So let's see. I'm going to bring up the but just to look at what this movie has done, Project Hail Mary, and that's really what we're going to kind of dive into here, and we'll go for Dark Horizon numbers. This movie's a major hit, and it should be. It's one of the best movies I've seen in quite a long time. Garth Franklin says the Phil Lord and Miller's Project Hail Mary has remarkable staying power at the box office. The Amazon MGM Studios title is poised to take in and oversee second weekend haul of 54 million. In fact, certain markets like UK, China, Mexico, Brazil saw attendance increases. The title was number 1 in over 60 markets. Its gross nearly matches the domestic second weekend of 54.5, bringing the worldwide second weekend take to 108.6, with 20.3 million of that from IMAX screens alone. Telling you, this is the movie you need to see in IMAX. I get why it's crushing in IMAX. I get it. The number makes it not only the top grossing Amazon MGM Studios post-merger, beating Creed 3 with 276 million, but also the top grossing Hollywood film of the year to date. News comes as it's been revealed that the red twinkly asteroid in space scene in the film was created by combining tiny LEDs with chicken wire along with poured water in front of the lens of the refraction. Who gives a shit?
I agree.
Back to the box office, and Disney's Hoppers isn't far behind total wise. The earlier opening animated feature now has a running worldwide total of 297. Okay, so dude, let's talk about Project Hail
Mary.
Because what a major hit. Huge, great news for Amazon and MGM. It's a movie that is delivering on all fronts. We talked about, we didn't know how big the drop was going to be, and it was barely anything. It was barely any drop.
32%. That's nothing.
That's a if you're Amazon, if you're MGM, you're really happy.
Yep.
You're really happy right now because you really don't have anything to compete with. Mario will take some stuff out of it, but not
right.
It's still a different audience. So what do you think overall about numbers? What do you think about Project Hail Mary?
I think this is amazing. Honestly, I think a lot of people were maybe concerned with space movies. Is it going to do well? Is it not going to do well? Yes, Gosling You could say Gosling, but then I'll show you The Fall Guy and see how that underperformed. So there were a lot of factors on this. And yes, you had The Martian, but it's not Ridley Scott directing. This is Lord and Miller. So there were a lot of things that were possibly problems for this film before it came out. And it just has so overperformed. And it's overperforming overseas, which space movies don't really do that well overseas typically, that are American space movies. And so that's been a fantastic thing to see as well. And just the overall vibe and feeling. Like I was looking at the numbers here. Adam Chitwood over there at the Wrap was breaking it down, saying that it's the film performed best with men over 25, with 84% people recommending it, followed closely by women over and under 25 at 83% and 81%. And the key here is that those who showed up, pretty much everyone logged the film as a quote definite recommend. So if you're appealing to everybody who comes into the theater, that overwhelmingly they're going to recommend it to other people that they know, then that's what you want, because that means more people are going to come and try it out. And then they'll probably come multiple times to see the movie because they like it so much. So this is all great. And I think at the end of the day, it just speaks volumes about how much we want to see a film,
a good film
that inspires us, a good film, right? That inspires us and that gives us hope in a time where a lot of people aren't feeling a lot of hope. And so I think that's great. I think it's great overall,
Now, before you argue with me, I'll tell you, you know who I think is feeling good right now?
Who's that?
Lucasfilm and Disney.
Okay, tell me why.
Because yes, you are 100% correct that Gosling himself doesn't just get people in movie theaters. But Gosling, with a good product behind him, people want him to do well in something they want to see. Look at Barbie. Look at this.
Sure.
Star Wars is probably another thing. So if you are Disney and Lucas right now, especially coming off of Project Hail Mary, and you have another space from this fan, and he's really excited talking about it. You look at the stuff that he talked about on Josh Harwood's show. He's already in promoting my next movie phase. And he's doing a good job of it. People like him. Yeah. And now he's, as well as I do, the town is a what have you done for me lately town. He's coming off a big, huge movie that'll probably get nominated for Oscars. He might get nominated for Best Actor inside of this. So you like where you're at if you're Lucasfilm and Disney with this movie.
Yeah. I do. I know CinemaCon is still like, 14 days away, however days away. I would drop a Starfighter trailer like this week. I really would if I had it ready to go. If I had some editing on it, I guess you can wait till CinemaCon, but you want to take advantage while you want to strike while the iron is hot. And maybe you do it early next week because you want to let Mario own the week, but maybe early next week after the box office as well, because this thing is killing it. And Ryan is backing people's names. As you said, we're seeing him being interviewed, seeing all kinds of pieces on it. People are curious about how this stuff is even made. As you read the astrophage, how they did all that. So to me, if I was Lucasfilm, I'd have a trailer out sometime in the next week.
Allow me to retort.
Okay, please.
Do you think that this movie, Project Hail Mary, is, well, I know you're going to say yes to, is it good enough? But do you think that because it dropped as early as it did, Sinners did the same, maybe a little later, but will this movie be in awards contention, and will Ryan Gosling be in awards contention?
I think 100% right now, this is a Best Picture contender for many, many reasons. It's better than F1. F1 was the dad contender of last year. And I think this is even more so a film that belongs in the conversation about greatest films of the year. And so I don't anticipate 10 better films moving it out of the 10 possibilities to be nominated for Best Picture coming out this year. I just don't anticipate that,
We're in agreement.
Ryan is a little difficult thing because there's only 5 nominations, but I think Ryan did an excellent job here.
But the movie's going to be talked about a lot.
Yes, all the way to the end.
Probably starting in like August.
Yeah.
For like the hype. Yeah. So if you're Star Wars, you could probably wait if you wanted to.
If you wanted to wait before you drop the trailers, what you're saying.
Yeah,
because it comes out next year.
Because I don't disagree with you that if this wasn't an Oscar movie, you gravitate towards the hype that it's got now.
Right.
Everyone's talking about it. It's going to have a digital release. It's going to have other stuff. This movie's going to be in the conversation for the entire year. So you're going to have time to do it, because it's not just we have our opening weekend and that's it. Let's strike while the iron's hot. It's got some more time so they can really build up
to marinate. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
You know what I mean? So like you could, plus the fact you kind of railroad or steamroll rather
Mando and Grogu.
Mando and Grogu. If you start hyping up Starfighter, it's like, we know we have Mando and Grogu coming out, but we really think Starfighter's better, and it will be. But still,
that's what I'm concerned. Like, does Lucasfilm know what they have in Mando and Grogu? Do they think it's not going to be that well received? Yeah, I see both sides of it. Like, do you put the trailer out so you let people know, look, we've got something better coming, or do you not put the trailer out because you want to let them kind of do the best they can considering what's going on? But if people turn on that movie, they want to get goodwill back into the fold. You know?
If they have confidence in Mando and Grogu, then they'll probably show it at CinemaCon.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
they've shown movies before. They show quite a few, and Disney has shown. So maybe they show that one to get the hype going on it. Maybe if they and then they get their first kind of buzz on that movie. Maybe that's the movie Disney shows. I mean,
we were planning out. I was planning out the week with the Lady Outlaw yesterday. We were just looking at it, and it's like, I can plan dinners with you, but I have no idea when they're going to do surprise screenings, which they do all the time. It's
all the time.
So
all the time.
So it's tough to understand.
Okay, look, Project Hail Mary is a phenomenon. We know that it's doing really, really well. Have you seen it? Do you want to see it? Make sure you check it out. If you haven't, definitely see it in IMAX. But I got a little special thing for you guys, too. Speaking of Project Hail Mary, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the PHM Foundation. This is really great what they've done, especially with Project Hail Mary. Check this out. You guys know how much I love Project Hail Mary. You know that I've been talking about it. If you dig it, you can put your head around what it's about. Pretty easy. You wake up in an unknown star system. You're surrounded by nothing but silence, mystery, and the pressure to survive. But here's the thing. Don't just imagine the story itself. Imagine if you were actually living that. That is exactly what Foundation Galactic Frontier lets you do. It's the first mobile game based on Foundation. It's one of the most iconic sci-fi universe ever created by Isaac Asimov. You step into the role of a space trader navigating a massive galaxy filled with factions, political tension, and full-on civilizational crisis. You'll meet legendary characters like Harry Seldon and Belly Rosie while building your own path through the chaos. What I love is how it really captures that true space feeling. I love space. You know that I talk about space all the damn time. Hell, I have a freaking channel based on it, a separate channel. You jump into a brand new system, you don't know what's out there, and you're constantly facing unknown forces. That's always the stuff for me when I want to make sure, like, do I really actually feel like I'm in space? And you do. You're not just exploring, you're surviving. You're managing resources, you're building your flagship from scratch with over 20 rooms, you're recruiting your crew, and making strategic decisions that actually matter long term. You can freely roam across dozens of galaxies, trade, fight, explore planets, or even engage in both ship battles and on-ground combat with your squad. You can also do cross-platform, so you can play on mobile while you're chilling out and jump onto a PC for a full immersive experience. So if you ever wanted to step inside a sci-fi story instead of just watching it, make sure that you click on the link in the description or scan the QR code to download Foundation Galactic Frontier on mobile or PC. You'll also get a free hero and a battleship just for starting. And if you use my exclusive code, you're going to unlock extra resources to kickstart your journey. Trust me, once you enter this universe, it just makes you feel how small we really are out in the grand scheme of things. Check it out. Thank you, Foundation. Listen, I do. You can always lock any single time. Sometimes for me, gaming. So I don't know if I'm going to try it out, but the ones that really get me are the freaking space ones. I love doing that, and I felt it was really fun. I had a blast doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, John. You know what I was going to. And by the way, everybody can check out the link in the description. There was something else I was going to tell you when I was going over that. I got to give a shout out too. I know people have been asking. As I gotten back to New York, I don't eat pizza as frequently as I used to. Otherwise, I'd still be, hurting with my cholesterol, and I wouldn't be working as much. But I still try to go as often as I can, and I want to try to find like the best spot. I've been going back and forth. I've been posting, and I haven't posted a new one. There is an undisputed champion.
Oh.
There's an undisputed champion. And if you're looking right here, Talio's.
Wow. Talio.
Okay. And
Roman style pizza.
Dude. So I was kind of going back and forth. There's a couple different spots. But I told, when Brett Sheridan came in, we found this place. And there was like this burrata slice we liked. I told Sarah about it. Sarah loved it so much that he kept going all the time, and he became real. And the guy like recognized him and knew who was the guy who owned. And he gave him his own slice, the Sarah slice.
Wow.
Right?
Sarah slice.
And because Sarah had mentioned him on Rogan, because you know what they do? They do no bromate and no bleach, right? So they import all their stuff from like Italy.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like it's not all that shit that that you're putting in your body. It's like what Italy does. It's the reason why people eat pizza every day and nobody gets fat is because they have this. It's a really, really, I'll dare to say healthy, but the healthy option for pizza, right? So I have every time I go to the city, I try to grab one of their slices, and I love their slices. It's really good. But Sarah kept breaking my chest. You never tried the Sarah slice yet? I'm like, I'm a traditional kind of cheese guy, right? So Rob, the guy who owns the place, and he's the guy who does it. He brings in the Roman style Sarah slice and the regular Sarah slice, but the traditional.
Yeah.
Sarah. And dude, I lost my mind. It's pesto sauce, vodka sauce, and tomato sauce on one slice. And I brought it home to my wife, who is not a big pizza person. Lost her mind. We were talking about the pizza like we saw like a great movie.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's delicious. I highly recommend it to people. They have locations in both Massapequa and Mineola. So
there you go.
Pick that up. Anyway, is it possible to mess up a cheese pizza?
Yes.
1000%. Someone said
Yes.
that is said from someone who probably lives in Ohio.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's like, because I can't eat garbage.
Think about what we ate growing up in school lunches when you had the French bread pizza.
No shit.
It's horrible.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into some of the other stuff that
Let's do it.
One of the big things that had happened. Well, we're looking, by the way, and they said that there's a teaser now that's dropping for Supergirl.
Oh yeah.
I guess tomorrow is the is what they said. They said there's going to be James Gunn posted there's a conflicting report. Is it out or is it coming out tomorrow?
No, it's coming out tomorrow. He dropped 25-second preview.
Okay, I don't need to see social. I mean, they're trying to do what Spider-Man did, and good for them. I don't want to. I didn't like when Spider-Man did it. I got why Spider-Man did it, and I get why they're doing it. I just don't want to do. I'll see the trailer when it comes out tomorrow, and He-Man's coming out tomorrow too. Get two.
Oh, He-Man's coming out. They got a trailer tomorrow too. Oh, okay.
We have two big trailers coming out tomorrow. So
right.
Let's talk about. But listen, even though and I wonder if this is to combat this.
100%.
You think it
100%.
is, which we'll discuss in a moment. So check this out. Supergirl test screenings have mixed reactions after 8 cuts, 3 endings, and a darker tone than the comics. Okay, so let's see. Here's the report. A new report sheds more light on Supergirl's recent test screenings. Don't judge me for these glasses. I gotta wear them though. Including multiple endings, a dark tone. Test screenings are vital for movies, and they help filmmakers and studio figure out what audiences are and aren't responding to. When Sinners was first shown to audiences in late 2024, it had a nearly 3-hour runtime and received low scores. Ultimately, the finished cut was critically acclaimed and won Oscars. There's been chatter about Supergirl test screenings taking place since last year. Most have skewed negative, but looking closer at the reactions, it sounds like a good, not great movie that sees Millie Alcock and Jason Momoa shine as the Woman of Tomorrow and Lobo. World of Real has a solid track record of test screenings, leaks, and reports today that Supergirl has been screened at least 8 times, more than any other studio film from the past decade. At least 3 different endings have been used, with the latest version running around 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's a good runtime, and a more prominent role for David Corenswet's Superman. The site reiterates that Alcock's Supergirl remains a highlight, but the reactions have been consistently mixed. It's not disastrous, but not growing either. Several sources mention that the action sequences don't quite land and that the main villain, Krem, feels underwhelming. Tom King and Bill Evely's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a visual delight with bright colors and sweeping cosmic landscapes. The Supergirl teaser trailer featured a far murkier visual, but there might be a reason for that. Tonally, the movie is said to be darker and more character-driven than traditional superhero fare, leaning heavily into Kara's emotional trauma and more ambiguity rather than light-hearted heroics. She's described as jaded and at times reckless. In terms of music, even with the movie on its 3rd composer, it sounds like we should expect Guardians of the Galaxy-style needle drops. It's unclear how involved DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has been with Supergirl, but both the sets and character designs we've seen wouldn't look out of place in that Marvel Studios franchise. So apparently Krem has been compared to Taserface.
Not
good.
Okay.
That's not good. Supergirl's latest, I mean, not for your main villain. Supergirl's latest cut supposedly had a space western vibe with a more episodic planet hopping structure. But whether DC Studios has now figured out how to make the movie work or is scrambling to salvage it remains to be seen. It's possible that test screenings reports are being blown out of proportion, but if Supergirl doesn't deliver, it could be a big problem for Gunn and Peter Safran. Hopefully, this is much ado about nothing. All right, so Johnny, hearing anything about this?
Yes.
Okay.
I reached out to 2 people over the weekend about it to kind of verify their, how can I say this, their reports or their experiences. And yeah, what I'm hearing is pretty much what they're talking about. 8 test screenings is never a good thing, and it kind of makes people a little nervous. It sounds like they've added new footage to try to see how that works. It sounds like they changed the ending possibly of the movie. And so I'm not cheering against this movie. I want this movie to do well. I like the trailers. I like Millie Alcock as the choice. I dig the way they're doing this whole thing. So I am not against this movie at all. But I also can't deny that a lot of the things around this movie are making me nervous. And I think this is a lot of overthinking possibly by the people there at Warner Brothers, which of course have a history of overthinking superhero shit. And it makes me concerned because I know he had a terrible, in my opinion, a terrible finale for Peacemaker season 2. So is he nervous? Are they nervous that if they get a 1-2 punch of not quite nailing it, that James Gunn now looks a little more shaky before even Man of Tomorrow comes out? So yeah, or Clayface even. Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
This movie needs to be great.
It does need to be great.
It needs
yes.
to be, even if you like look and you have the argument of, hey, it was fun. What we were talking about. It's a good movie. The movie needs to be great because Superman itself did good.
It did
do
yes
great. It did good.
It did good.
And people always use that thing of like when Sarandos is sitting in front and Ted Cruz is asking him, and he's like, "Oh, this like the disappointment of is people are like, oh, he said Superman was disappointment."
Yeah.
If I want my movie to make $1 billion, to make it really successful, and it does 600,
yeah,
and I don't lose money on it, but it's fine. It's disappointing. So people automatically say, "Oh, he said it was a failure." He never said it was a failure,
right?
And this comes from somebody who thought the movie was good.
Yeah,
I wanted, and it was my number one anticipated movie of the year. I thought it was good. I wanted it to be great. That movie wasn't great. That movie has more leeway to be good than Supergirl does.
Yeah.
And now there's a conflicting report. Some say it's 200 million. Some say
right.
100. Let's say it's 110 million dollars. That's fair to say, right? 110. So essentially, the movie needs to make just around 300 million to break even, right? Maybe 325, so along those lines. If it's not great, ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, because there's a lot of strikes against it. As you said, as beloved as Superman is by some members of the fandom, some other people don't really like it that much. And it's very clear how loud they've gotten on social media, whatever. But then you've got a female-led superhero film in Supergirl. And so there's some negativity around that. And people are a little like, why are you leading with Supergirl? Why isn't this Batman? Why isn't this Wonder Woman? So they're walking into a quagmire here. And look, for better or worse, you can complain about it all you want. You're not changing what's going on right now. So you have to come out with your best product. You have to come out with your best film. I was talking about this on the Critics' Choice Association show, Critics on Critics. They were asking about superhero fatigue. And the thing is, there's no fatigue as long as it's a good movie. Right. There's no fatigue as long as it's a good show.
I stand by the look. I think
people just tired of low quality stuff.
Yeah, I think Doomsday is gonna prove that. Right? And you know who else I think is gonna prove that? Clayface. I think Clayface.
If it's good,
because the difference, like I said, the difference. Clayface costs like what, $37,
40 million, something like that. Yeah.
So, and if it's good, and it actually turns out to be like a really good movie, that movie could prove, hey, listen, people still want to see this stuff because it's not going to like do $400 million. It may 150, $200 million, whatever it does, it's a hit.
Right.
So I'm with you 100% that it's not a matter of people just tired, and I can't remember who said this, so I'm taking this from somebody, but tired of mediocrity. That's a fair assessment. If you have so much content, and things are just mediocre, then you go, oh, it's a superhero fatigue. It's like, no, the same way the Westerns and all these other things. If you're not making movies that people want to see all the damn time that are really, really solid, there was a through line to the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
There was a continuous through line, and it was serialized in a way that you had to catch up on and you had to check up, and they made them pretty decent. So you were invested, you were locked in. And Nolan did the same thing with his 3 movies, right? You were locked in, you were invested, you were ready to go. So that is another reason why Supergirl needs to be great.
Yeah.
Get people invested in this whole Superman saga.
And to be fair, I mean, like, how many of the casuals who helped Superman achieve 600 million actually watched Peacemaker? So for them, they only know that James Gunn did a good movie that they enjoyed.
That's right.
Called Superman. So they're going to give Supergirl a shot. But if the early reviews are not that great, if it's a mixed reception, I think this film has more potential to sink from mixed reviews than maybe Superman did, because people are always going to give Superman a chance. Even Man of Steel didn't get the best reviews, but it still made hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office. So it's going to be interesting to see how people treat this film, and if they get it right. Just because they're doing all these reshoots and making these changes doesn't mean they're going to get it right in the end.
No, and you could also and to be fair to it as well, too, World War Z had many reshoots, had many things happen to turn out to be a pretty damn good movie and did decent. I'm just saying.
I think it's an okay film. I don't think it's that
World
great.
War Z, financially, it did.
It did well. It did its thing.
And so, but and outside of yourself, there were a lot of people who really enjoy that movie, right? So and that was, and people thought that movie was going to be the biggest disaster of all time,
right?
People and it turned out not to be. So reshoots absolutely can help and things, but like the other reason why it needs to be great is because traditionally, especially with superhero movies, darker toned movies can struggle a little bit if they're not great.
100%. 100%.
I like, I'm always the darker tone person. I like that they're doing it. I like the things that I heard in that report that I'm like, oh, great, character development. That's the stuff that I've heard that the comic book does.
Yeah.
I hope they stay true to the comic, because I want to learn that story through the movie. I don't know that story. All I hear from everybody is how amazing it is. So I'm excited to see how this movie fares, and I hope it's one of those stories that turns everything on its ass, and it's like, no, look, it actually turned out to be pretty great.
I hope so too. I hope so too, because she's a young and upcoming actress, and I think she's got the right energy to be successful. And coming out of House of the Dragon, to book something this big and knock it out of the park, I think would be great for her, so we can see her in more things as well. I think Millie Alcock's fantastic. So I hope it all comes out in the wash. And I agree with you with the darker stuff. I just did a video essay over the weekend on Batman v Superman, revisiting it. And I love the darkness that's in that movie. It doesn't 100% work, which is what I said in my essay, but the things that do work still stay with you when you watch that movie. Right. So the darkness, when it's done right, even if the film isn't 100% great, can still last the test of time.
It does make me nervous though, where, because again, I don't know. And for people who read the comics, did you read the comic?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah. Is there a feel like Guardians of the Galaxy in there? Does it feel
no, not really. There is team ups, but it's like you said, it's way darker
feel, right? Because
there's a hanging of dread over the whole thing. Yeah.
Now that makes me nervous. Right? It's like, because I want Greg Gillespie to be able to make his movie. I don't want him to make a James Gunn movie, because people are like, oh, what's wrong with Guardians of the Galaxy? He made a lot of money. But because they're Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I want to see a Supergirl movie. I don't want to see a fourth Guardians of the Galaxy movie through James Gunn producing on the sidelines. I want to see what Gillespie can do on his own take on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
But look at I, Tonya, right? There's a lot of humor amidst that movie dealing with stakes. So I think they have like similar styles, similar tones, similar approach. And that may be why he hired it, because it mirrors his approach to things, Gunn's approach to things. But you're right. You can't escape the comparisons if it starts to feel like another Guardians of the Galaxy. It feels like he's being told what to do rather than having his own voice.
That's what makes me nervous. It's like, because it's got to tie in to Superman. It's got to tie in to Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to tie into these things. So it's like, does it need to feel like that tone? We'll see. What do you guys make of it? What do you think about Supergirl? The test screenings, does it mean anything? Let's see what the trailer looks like. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Another thing that popped last week was that Harry Potter trailer, man.
Yeah, man.
That thing annihilated. So check this out right now. Harry Potter, the TV series, broke some records, broke some serious records. So this week's trailer for HBO's Harry Potter TV series has shattered records for the premium cabler. The clip reportedly pulled in over 277 million views in its first 48 hours, easily the most watched trailer in HBO and HBO Max history, doubling the previous record. Previously, the biggest trailer for HBO was the full trailer for the second season of The Last of Us, which pulled in 158 million views in 72 hours in March of last year. It is estimated to have pulled in a little over 100 million views at the 48-hour mark. The recent third season trailer for Euphoria was also a massive hit with just under 100 million views in 48 hours when it released in January. Numbers for the trailers for shows like House of the Dragon and It, Welcome to Derry weren't released, but are expected to be under that. Third party suggested the third season trailer for Dragon was around 70 to 80 million. The new series will launch this Christmas with Dominic McLaughlin as Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton as Hermione, and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. The reception for the trailer has been varied, with inevitable comparisons drawn to the films. All right, so
yeah,
the first thing when you look at these records is this was the right move for HBO Max.
Yep.
This is going to be a highly, highly watched show. It is going to be talked about. Whether whatever it's going to be, it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be all over social media. It's going to be everywhere, and it is going to be one of the biggest shows, maybe of all time, as far as ratings go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't see your thoughts on it, John. I know you did the trailer those two, so we can get into it. I know you're a really big Harry Potter guy, you know, from your time at Universal and everything else too, and the things that you've done with it. And I always try to give John shout outs in this too. John was you were there when I took Vivian to
yes. Yeah,
that was she got a chance to get the wand and do and it was really cool. Anyway, so John, this trailer for me, what I've said is it's amazing though, because I knew exactly what the comments were going to say. So I guess maybe because we've been doing this too long. When I did it, I was like, okay, you're going to get these hardcore fans that are just going to give me shit right away. What I said was the show quality looks phenomenal. Like it looks like a well-made show. There's a lot of stuff that I saw in the trailer itself that I had felt like I had seen before because I saw the movies and I know the story. What I am fully aware of, and the whole reason why I want to see this series in the first place, is that there is going to be so much content that wasn't in the films because they couldn't fit it into a 2 hour and 15-minute movie. Yeah. It's going to be an 8-hour movie, basically. And you're going to fit all this. There's going to be brand new stuff and things that if you read the book will be there, but they're going to expand it. They didn't have to show that stuff in the trailer. They wanted to show you, this is Harry Potter. This is, what do you think? You think it looks like him? Me? Yes. This is Hermione. How do you think she looks? Saw her audition tape also. Thought she was amazing. I'm in. Ron Weasley? Got me. Like the core three. I'm in. So like when you have them and I'm looking at them and watching what they're doing, I see them on the Hogwarts train. I've seen these things. Like I've seen this before, right? I've seen them because I'm familiar with it. It looked like a more serious, almost looked like Welcome to Derry in the way that it was shot, the kind of quality it was. But it didn't say, oh, that's crazy the way that looks. And people just like, don't shit on it. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just telling you that for me, I looked at it and I said, okay, it looks like Harry Potter world and telling the same story that I've seen before, but I know that I'm going to see more when I tune in. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. A teaser trailer is supposed to get you excited for a project, and a lot of the Potterheads who love these movies and have nostalgic views about these movies have been against this series from the beginning, right? And of course, there's the comments from J.K. Rowling and her political stuff, of course, with the trans rights and all of that, which I think is very valid for people to have issues with that, as I do. But there were a lot of things going against this happening. But HBO was smart here. They got Francesca Gardner from Succession and Mark Mylod. They got 3 other really good executive producers to be a part of this. They had a massive casting call. They brought in some really strong actors. They have gone into the diversity lane with the choices with Severus Snape, Papa Isiadu. They're willing to go and do something different. And I tell you, there were a lot of people who weren't excited about this, and a lot of people I saw who were reacting to my reaction said in the comments, I wasn't even going to give this thing a chance. Now I'm excited for it. Someone even said I'm going to restart my HBO Max subscription to watch it. And I understand because I like the tone and the energy of this trailer. It's a darker trailer. I don't like those first two Harry Potter films. They're way too childish. And Chris Columbus is just way too childish of a director sometimes. And I don't think he caught the right tone of some of the overwhelming darkness that is there in those first two books. And so I think this show is going to totally understands that they're going to deliver something that fits the kids nowadays who are more aware of the darkness of the world, who are more affected by what's going on. And so you see that in the trailer. The cinematography looks amazing. The performance, from what we saw from Harry, he looks just like him. And they're teasing the things that they didn't touch on in the movies that they're going to show here in the series. So I came away from this thing very excited to see what it's going to be. And as you said, I was a wand keeper for 2 years at Universal Studios, so I know how much people love those movies. I get it. But in the end, you've got to create space for other takes on this stuff, and it looks like it's going to be an excellent take.
I do love the first two movies, but I hear what you're saying. It seems more consistent with the overall tone of this, what they're going for here.
Right.
Setting up in the beginning, where the first two movies, if you compare it to, what Alfonso Cuarón does in the third one, significantly different, right? It is, but one can also argue, well, they're growing up and they're learning more now too. So to introduce kids into that world, they made it a little lighter and fluffier. I liked the direction that they went in those first two movies. I happen to really enjoy them, but I understand your argument for them.
Yeah.
But I think that's
not my taste.
Sure. And the difference is that as you build into three different movies, that third movie can be different in tone. This is one big movie that has to be consistent in tone. So you can't do the first hour and a half, 2 hours like fluffy. You got to do it, and then you got to be consistent with the rest of the series. It's going to be so I get it. I think if you're HBO Max, you're excited. I think that people are going to this. I told Mike, I remember when Mike was like, I don't even think people are going to watch this show. So you're out of your mind.
Yeah, out of your mind.
You're out of your mind. It's going to be the most.
I know trans rights are important, but that is a small contingent of people that are going to be. Remember the Hogwarts Legacy video game, Kristian, was the biggest selling video game 3 or 4 years ago of the year.
Because here's the thing. Yeah. The argument itself, of course, it's important.
Yeah.
Also conflicting ideas of what, in certain ways, of what people like. I had this conversation with Mike, and I think I've had it with you, less of with you, because I think we're kind of on the same page. I think that you go back to Gina Carano, right? People say, most people go, oh, Mike said this the other day, and I had this conversation with him, and he's like, oh, she's hateful, she's anti-trans. I said,
she is.
But you said she is?
I think, yes, I think she is absolutely anti-trans. Yeah.
I disagree.
Because she donates to organizations that work to stop any trans, and then celebrating the Olympics, saying no more trans athletes in the Olympics. That's
a different topic all together when it comes to not having in as opposed to being hateful. That's the thing, is here's an example.
I'm saying anti. I don't know about hateful. I've never met her. I can't delineate that.
Hateful is a word that people use all the time. And there's misinformation that comes out of a lot of different things sometimes too, right? Because the thing that he brought up, I asked him, and I said, when it comes to Gina Carano, I said, what is it about the topic itself? That he's like, well, she tweeted out this thing about, beep boop bob, so she hates trans. I said, no. I said, what she did to me, in my opinion, was inconsiderate. I thought that it also was maybe we're not reading the room, where she didn't want to be told what to do on her Twitter.
Yeah. And
which is her right.
Sure.
But instigating and saying beep boop bop, maybe not the best thing, or maybe it was. Or maybe it was, but it's not a thing of she made all these things. But anyway, so people will go into a whole conversation to make sure that, my point of view is my point of view. She's against my point of view. He's against my point of view, whatever it might be. Perfect example. This is a smaller thing. People make up facts sometimes and make up things to fit their narrative. This is a smaller thing just to prove my point. Sure. Over the weekend, I posted this thing about the Dark Knight being, Smets asked me this thing and asked me about the Dark Knight and which movie was better, right? So yeah, all these comic book movies, and he listed all these different things, and he posted, and they came to Winter Soldier, and I went, ooh, I love that movie, but Dark Knight. Some guy writes, it's laughable to see this guy talk about how Winter Soldier he loved when he shit on it in his review with Mark Ellis back in the Schmoes No days. So I can't take what he says seriously. I said, in no world did that ever happen. I went back into the Schmoes archives. I unlisted and made the review public. I gave it a 4.8 out of 5. And I said that it's one of the best comic book movies ever.
Yeah.
So he made up a narrative to fix his narrative. It's a very different topic. I'm very aware of it. I'm just giving you an example of people will make up certain things that are said. Now, there are things that J.K. Rowling has said that I just don't agree with. I just don't agree with.
Yeah.
And I find some stuff could be damaging. Some things I think are taken out of context. Again, doesn't mean I'm not on your side. Doesn't mean I'm not on your side. Doesn't mean I'm on any fucking side.
Right.
It's my point of view and how I see things. You have your point of view, how you see things. Now, the other thing that has nothing to do with this is John Lithgow's point of view on it, or these kids' point of view on it, or the people who are working on it. Yes, it's her content. It's her things. But it's a show that these other people are working on too, that you're not just boycotting that. You're boycotting these people that might have the same points of view that you do.
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I totally hear you. It's always a case by case basis, isn't it? Because like I was reading the Verge article last night before I went to bed, talking about there's no ethical way to consume this show, and I think that's such a arrogant liberal cop out because they're writing it on a computer.
Wait, can you say that again, John?
Yeah, the Verge wrote a thing last night exploring that there's no, or is it Verve? I can't remember the site, but they were like, there's no ethical way to consume the Harry Potter series. And I was like, that's such a liberal cop out. That's such a, progressive liberal cop out, which I am a progressive, I am a liberal, but I will call out my side when they come off as condescending and judgmental in certain things. And I think that article was, because that person probably wrote it on a computer that was possibly built by slave labor in another country wearing their Nikes. There are things we make bargains with ourselves about, right? And to call out. So to say that there's no ethical way to watch the show, I think is arrogant and condescending and dismissive. And that's a problem because a lot of people may not know about this stuff. A lot of people may be like, look, I know this is bad, but look at what they're doing. They're offering, they're challenging the norms of what the show or what the source material is by casting a black Papa Isudu, a Hermione that doesn't look like Emma Watson. There's chances they're taking with this that push the boundaries of things. And so I'm curious to see what they're going to create and what they're going to fix. And so you have your own journey to go on this kind of thing. When it comes to the trans stuff, I feel very strongly about trans rights. I don't like to see people anybody get disenfranchised in our society simply because of how they were born, and they were born this way no matter what people say, and they have a right to change their bodies they see fit. But I think someone who is that adamant against it, like J.K. Rowling is, that's an issue. So I understand people's issues with the series, but I'm going to watch it just like I bought the video game because of what the series represents, which is overall acceptance, which is overall making people who feel like outsiders accepted into the world. And
you also,
I think it's important.
You're right. And you also said something earlier that I think is right too, right? The fact that like there is a bunch of people who feel the same way that you do, or like Mike does too, right? But there's a lot of people who don't.
Yes,
and there's a lot of people who don't that are going to watch this series. There are a lot of people who support what J.K. Rowling says also, who are going to watch this series.
There are some people who support her, yes.
Right. I think there's more than some. There's a lot of people, because unfortunately what has come out as well is that it shows what pop culture has become in general with a political.
Yeah, but you say that, Kristian, like some. Like, yes, there's a lot of people who were against gay marriage.
No. No.
So it's just because a lot of people are on it doesn't mean,
I'm not. I agree with you. I'm just. But what I mean, but you said some. But what I mean is those a lot. Like let's say there's a full on religious sector. Like, look, what are some of the angel? Look at the angel films, right?
Yeah.
Those movies sometimes just do super well, right? With the amount of people that go and see it because they have those points of view, right?
Would
you disagree with that?
Yeah. No. I think some of them do well, some of them don't. But yes, you're right. Yeah.
Sure. But that's my point. My point is that those some are a lot, and so those a lots aren't going out to buy the tickets. They're turning on HBO Max. That's what I mean by a lot. And that's what I mean more. That's what I mean more than some.
But I think more liberals and progressives will watch it too. No matter what their issues are with trans, they're totally going to watch. You know,
and also there's people in the middle that just want to watch the entertainment, and there's also people that aren't paying attention to it too, that watch it. Maybe their parents are telling them that you should or you shouldn't. I don't know. It is a thing that happens overall. That is going to get associated.
You can do both. You can do both. You can watch it and you can support trans rights in a different way because you and however you want to do it. So there's deals you make with yourself, and we all have our own deals we make with ourselves, with arts and artists and all of that kind of stuff, which is being more and more prevalent than ever. So yeah, but as someone who is pro trans rights, I'm still going to watch this show, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it because I like what the show is trying to do.
Right.
And I'd like to address one thing real quick.
Sure.
To Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Saul and PLD in the chat. Everyone knows what children's shows are like, and I watch animated films. I understand the difference between something made for kids. But Harry Potter, the first 2 books, unless you two have been hit in the head by bricks again, has much more darkness to these first 2 books that were not explored by Christopher Columbus. There is a lot of child neglect by the Dursleys. What you saw in that trailer, showing you the emotional, mental health thing that she is putting into Harry Potter to destroy his self-esteem, that's some dark shit. They brutally kill Harry's parents. Voldemort attempts to murder him. And there's a lot of talk about blood purity and possession and bodily harm. So to be like, well, it's a kid's show. It's Sesame Street. You're out of your fucking dumbass minds. Okay. I just want to address that. There is darkness in those first 2 books.
Sure.
I like that this trailer is embracing that darkness and still showing that they're kids, because kids confront darkness all the time. All of us who are watching this right now were kids who saw things, maybe our parents fighting, abuse of some kind. We've all experienced it, and so I just want to put that out there, that just because, quote unquote, it was made for kids, the books themselves have much more darkness in them than people give them credit for.
Well, look,
I just wanted to address that.
PLD more than Saul is just,
they're not kids' books.
No, he's putting out the line, and you just went for it. But like, I think that you're right in the fact that, like, tone, like I said, I like 1 and 2, but I think you got to be consistent. There are dark tones in those first 2 books. You're 100% right.
Right.
They chose in the movies to because there's also lighter themes that portray towards kids in those first 2. They decided and there are lighter themes in the third that you could have also made
100%
Christopher Columbus version of that one and put the darker themes in there. But there are darker things happening in those first 2 books. I mean,
that's my whole point.
I mean, the first 2 movies too.
Books, I think it's dismissive.
Yes, but look, there's stuff that happens even when in the second movie with the blood on the snake and all those things too. There is stuff that scared my little one. So it's not just for the younger kids. John's right. There are the darker tones to it, but Christopher Columbus's style decided to overpower with a more kid-friendly tone, which I think was the right choice. John, now that's where we differ.
Right. And I don't denigrate anybody liking those first 2 films. All I said was I just didn't like the approach. I would have liked to have seen a darker approach. That's all. To ridicule that and say, well, they're kids' books, dummy. They're made for kids. I think that's where
I'm with you on your side on that one. We just differ on whether or not that was the right approach or not. I think it was. Okay. That was a big conversation. Holy moly. We talked a lot. I don't even know what we said. So what I wanted to get into this thing.
Bring it, man. What do you got?
We have 40 questions. I think we can get to all of it. I got to talk to you about this. I have to talk to you about this.
Send in your questions, people. Come on.
Yeah, let's get some more stuff in there. I would feel stupid if I didn't ask you about this because I want to know what you take. We were talking about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And so Project Hail Mary author Andy Weir said that Paramount rejected his Star Trek pitch, and he said their shows are shit. Yeah. The author of the blockbuster film says that Paramount turned down his Star Trek idea and suggested that modern Trek shows have lost their way. All right, let's say. Oh no, don't tell me I have to freaking read. Okay. I hate when I do subscribe and do all that stuff. Get me out of here. The author of Project Hail Mary is firing a photon torpedo at Paramount Plus's Star Trek efforts. Andy Weir criticized modern Trek shows while on the Critical Drinker podcast last week and even revealed he pitched a Trek show that was shot down by Paramount. The topic began with the podcast host Will Jordan saying how refreshing the box office hit Project Hail Mary has been, especially for audiences who grew up on Star Trek and now suffer from a lack of such sci-fi efforts nowadays. He said, yeah, I forgot who it was. I wish I could remember who it was who said it. Some analyst. He said something like, all modern science fiction TV shows and movies have been heavily influenced by the original Star Trek, except for the current batch of the Star Trek shows, Weir said. Jordan replied, yes, and they both laughed. First, Weir left the comment open to interpretation, but then added, I'm Gen X, so my sci-fi was like original series Star Trek reruns and Lost in Space reruns. And there wasn't really much in the way of new sci-fi that was airing, where people are off in space doing cool things, until we got to Star Trek The Next Generation. Later, Jordan brought up the diverse Star Trek Starfleet Academy, which Paramount Plus recently confirmed and will end after it's already shot second season. I think we can probably safely never talk about it again, Jordan quipped. It's gone, baby. We're cheerfully agreed. It's all gone. Jordan said his advice to Paramount is to decanonize everything Star Trek from Enterprise onward. Okay, you're a little more severe than I am, Weir said. I'll give you my opinion, and I'm just a consumer. I like Strange New Worlds. I like Strange New Worlds. I think it's pretty good. I didn't hate Enterprise. I thought it was kind of weird. Lower Decks I thought was entertaining and fun. All the others, they can go. And here's the other thing. I pitched a Star Trek show to Paramount, and I was in Zoom with the showrunners with all the shows and spent a lot of time talking to Alex Kurtzman. I don't like a lot of the new Trek. He, as a person, is a really nice guy. But at the same time, those shows are shit. He's a nice guy, but they didn't accept my pitch, so fuck him. The Hollywood Reporter has reached out to Paramount for comment. Crime 101 author Don Winslow hit back on Weir on X, writing, congrats on the success of Project Hail Mary and The Martian. I'm a real fan, but when you have your moment, don't use it to crap on others' writers' works. For the record, Alex Kurtzman is a visionary writer, creator, producer, and you owe him an apology, writer to writer. Paramount Plus's Star Trek efforts are seemingly taking a break in space dock for the first time in many years. There are no current Trek projects in production. There are 2 more years of Strange New Worlds left and another season of Starfleet Academy left to air. There's also speculation surrounding Kurtzman's future with the franchise, who has led Paramount Star Trek TV revival. His deal with CBS Studios goes through 2026. Paramount Plus is currently in talks with Kurtzman and his secret hideout production company about renewing or extending the deal. When news of Academy's cancellation broke, Kurtzman, alongside EPs Naga Lando and Gaia Viola, released an open letter that addressed some of the criticism surrounding the show. So they did the entire thing there, but overall, it's more about the comments of what was said there by Weir. You're a Star Trek guy.
Yeah,
I am not. My opinion is this. My opinion is that
yes,
where he's right is that Star Trek, it has not been great in quite a while. There's a lot more misses than hits. Clearly, that's why they're taking a break. They don't know what to do with it. Where I think he's wrong is it's very similar to the Timothy Chalamet.
Bro.
It's very similar to Chalamet.
If I'm the studio right now, I am climbing up his ass. I'm sending him into space with Rocky. That's what I'm doing right now if I'm the studio.
You just lost all the Star Trek fans. What are you doing?
What a stupid thing to think. And he came out, by the way, there's an update. He came out and said in an open letter, he posted this to Alex Kurtzman, according to Screen Rant, apologizing for his comments because he was on the Critical Drinker podcast.
Okay.
He said, quote, I feel like my quotes were taken out of context. Bullshit. As salacious sound bites. I hope you saw the other parts where I said how much I like you as a person and what a nice guy you are. Also, how I like Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks.
Taken out of context. You said the shows were shit.
Yeah, hey, listen, that's the thing. Stop lying. And look, you went on a podcast that likes to shit on this stuff, and you got caught up in the moment, and you were feeling yourself as white nerds do sometimes, and you shot your mouth. That's right. As nerds do. Nerds do. Relax. You don't do enough of it. I do too much of it. We find the middle. Nerds do. Nerds sometimes feel themselves and start to talk their shit, and now they get called out on it, right? And so he got called out on it. So that's what happened there, and now he's apologizing. But to cop out and be like, oh, it was taken out of context. Everyone can see the video. What is taken out of context? You know exactly what you said. Stand by it. It's like chili over the weekend. Stand by it.
Stand by it. Look, I got caught up in the moment. I was talking in the same way that what's his face Lindelof did, right? When he talked about the Green Lantern comments,
right? With the Green Lantern comments,
it was on a comedy show.
It was being funny.
It's a comedy show that was being funny. It wasn't funny. I apologize. I goofed. Now I was going to take your apology serious, but at least you do it. I believe that he felt bad about it, and he did say that about Kurtzman, that he was a nice guy. He prefaced it, but he followed it up by saying the guy's shows were shit, and it's like, and he also said you can't take out of context, fuck him. You can't take out of context that, but you're also allowed to be a real human being, and you're also allowed to say that. You can say, look, I got caught up.
Just stand by it.
I like the fact that he was honest. I just think, again, it's the same thing with Shalman.
Yes, exactly.
It's just one of those things. I like how real he is.
You think you're ignoring Terry Matalas' third season of Picard, which was incredible. He doesn't even mention that. And Terry is about to do the Vision Quest film that's coming out, a show that's coming out on Marvel. Like, to me, I think what Don Winslow said was correct. To go on a show and shit on another writer's work after you've achieved some success, I think is poor form, because everyone's struggling to succeed. And Andy, you did something nice with Martian, but other people adapted your work to make. You didn't write the screenplay. Drew Goddard did, both times. So it's like, yes, it's a success and it's based on your work.
It's teamwork.
But you didn't write the screenplay. Right. And so it's like, there's a little bit of a victory lap here that he's doing that I think is, and he's feeling himself a little bit, but you're always one project away from falling flat on your face and becoming irrelevant, desperate to work with people again. So I just think I appreciate it on one side, like he spoke his point of view, but for him to say, I'm just a consumer is utter horseshit. You're a writer, you're working in the business. You're not just a consumer, and you never will be.
You want to be. You want to be. You don't have the luxury of that anymore, unfortunately, because you have another hit movie on your hands, and you got a big. You're an it guy right now. You're an it guy, and but that's the other thing too. This is why I say the human being aspect of it too, right? People don't always understand that. That now look, you got the #1 movie in the world, so now when you do an interview, more people are listening to it. And more things are happening, and especially when you're going after a fan base like Star Trek, which look, I can't. I've saw some trailers and other things. I can say I think that they look like shit. Yeah, but it's also because I also don't watch Star Trek, and I could be very wrong.
You're also a critic, and so there's a different point of view in that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I also don't. I don't watch it. I don't watch it, so it would just be going. It's lack of interest and everything too. These are people he could work with again. So it's like
exactly down the road. Yeah.
But I think him coming back to say, look, I don't think the out of context thing was the words he should have used. But I think the fact, look, if you look in the first thing I did say was how nice of a guy you are. I stand by that. Right. I just, I got caught up in the moment. I said these things. It was my personal opinion that maybe I shouldn't have shared publicly. Because if you say it like that, it was my personal public that I shouldn't have shared publicly. You're not backtracking how you feel about it.
Right.
You can say like, it's the same. It's the Timothy Chalamet situation. Right. It's like you're talking to someone like you can't tell him to not feel that it's not. If he thinks that they're shit,
of course he's got a right to his opinion.
But he's got to be careful because he's an it guy now.
People act like we live in this. Yeah, I mean, Tina Fey said that to Bowen Yang on his podcast a year and a half ago, or whatever. When she was like, "Oh, you can't tell your actual feelings about a movie because that director may want to work with you again. Now that you've reached a certain level of fame, you can't actually give your real opinion about this stuff because you never know if a project you want to get done, that person may want to do it, or these people may want to work with you. Now they're not going to cast you because you criticized them. That's the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like our business, Christian. Like I step out and I say shit about certain people. And I know if I say this stuff, and exactly. And I know I might not get to interview this person. I might not get to talk to this person, but that's okay because I'm not desperate to host Hall H panels. I'm not desperate to get a 6-figure salary at a Penske Media Corporation. I'm not desperate to have my ego stroked having these people come on to my show and then still claim I'm an objective journalist. I don't have any of that. So that allows me the freedom to speak my piece. And I think that's the difference there. When you look at this stuff, people are afraid to speak their piece, and other people shouldn't speak their piece because they might want to work with these people down the road. So it's all about the bargains you make with yourself,
Hot topics today, ladies and gentlemen, on the show. So where do you stand on this one? What do you think about the comments in general? If you haven't gone to the Clips channel, make sure you go to the Clips channel and subscribe over there.
This will end up there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm sure they will. So make sure you check that out. All right, we got to get to these questions, man. John Roca trying to set the week like he always does. He's 48 thus far. He's got 2 shots this week. He's got today and Wednesday. Let's see what he's going to do here.
Can you put me in focus real quick? Just say this. I want to apologize to white nerds everywhere. You took my comments out of context. I apologize.
took it out of context.
You took it out of context.
Nerds. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I do what white people, so I know.
I mean, I do, but yes. Anyway, let's move on.
You make me, you like I tell you, I don't know. I really do not to disparage anybody else in the show. I really do look forward to this show on Monday because you just never know what conversation we're gonna have. It's just you. You're like, I don't like these keys. Why not? There's a white thing on it. Why's the white thing got to be?
What's that all about?
Why's the white thing got to be prominent? All right. Let's get to well, before we do this, you got a lot going on in your channel.
Yes.
Stuff going on. What do you got going on?
Yes, come on over to the John Roca channel, please. So much happening. As I said, over the weekend, I did my first video essay on Batman v Superman, revisiting it after 10 years and admitting that I was wrong about some things I felt about the movie 10 years ago. It was so much fun. It's a new thing I'm opening. I'm going to start doing video essays once a week about a film, about a movie, about a topic going on in the world of entertainment. And I'm excited to do that. And everyone's giving me some really nice feedback. So thank you guys so much. But we also got the hot mic. You know, we speak our truth on the hot mic. The Spill the Tequila, that's on Tuesdays. I got The Truth. I got Jedi Way with Kevin Smets and Frankie Numbers rolling around there as well. So much happening. And the Geek Buddies with me and Michael Vogel and Shannon McClellan. We're now doing 2 shows a week of the Geek Buddies. So look for all of that there on the John Roca channel, youtube.com/John Roca Says. Come join.
Make sure you check out. Look, we what a start we got today. Not only we got a ton of new members. I don't know what happened.
That's great.
Was there a meeting? Look, I've never seen this before. Was there a meeting today? So hey, you know what? Let's just join the membership. 1, 2, 3. And what a way to join it. We had a lot of upcoming uncut reactions. Derek Johnson gave
Derek
the answer. Derek gave 10 new members. So we got Joshua becomes a new member, Hannah, new member. my little one just started watching Hannah Montana, by the way.
Oh God.
Hilarious. Trex became a new member. Motion became a new member. Dude, we got so many new members. Cecil becomes a new member. Ninja Lauren becomes a new member. KY's becoming a new member. Holy moly. Got a lot of new members here. QX, the Best Vigilante, I Am Ace 12, and Din Hashi 86. So look at that. A lot of new members there. That's great. Carlton Rudder.
Hey.
London Calling delighted for Gosling and Lord Miller that Project Hail Mary is doing so well. The upcoming Artemis launch may also boost its box office. It's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people that are excited about that as well. Yeah. So there you go. I think look, getting the other thing though too is be interesting too. Now I forget. Are you a Bill Maher guy?
Yeah, I used to like Bill Maher. Not so much anymore, but yeah.
Funny. I felt like the opposite. Like I was like 5-10 years ago, he found him to just be so hard to listen to. It found like he to me seems like he's a little bit more in the middle now. You know, that's kind of my whole shtick. I feel like he's more in the middle. Maybe you don't, but I feel like he's more in the middle now. But anyway, did you see the thing he did about aliens and UFOs?
No, I did not.
Oh,
no,
dude,
I did not.
8-minute thing he did on his show that I'll send to you. It's and I covered it on I haven't posted it yet, but I did a video about it. I'm gonna post it on my Down to Earth channel. And I think that's interesting too. He talks about age of disclosure. He talks about Spielberg's thing coming up. He talks about the hearings and everything else too. And I think it's interesting how he's approaching it. Okay, Gen X kid. Hey, just caught Project Hail Mary again, and it's so good. It really is. That I can hear you moment. Dead. I was wheezing and full on belly laughing like a hyena on helium. Lord Miller Schumer, Chef's Kiss. Yeah, it worked. It just worked. It worked.
I just give love to James Ortiz, right? Who's the voice of Rocky. He's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, that people are not talking about it in the same breath as Ryan Gosling, but that voiceover work is so essential to the success of that movie, dude.
It's huge. He was amazing. He was amazing. Dallo Movies Man. Thank you.
I love movies, man?
Do it. I can't see. See, this is the problem. Is they look so stupid. The thing broke right before I went on air. I told you. I just had to order more. Look at this. We don't have a thing here.
You got to get some. What happened?
They broke again because all my glasses break. And you're going to ask a question. Do you take care of them? And okay, the answer is no.
It's because you go like, God damn it!
I step on them. It's bullshit. Darren Wright, 1984. And thank you, Do I Love Movies Man, by the way. Thank you. It was a very generous super chat.
Hey.
Went to a tits and ass house show in 2006. Bully. Oh, no, is that not it? Is that not the name of it? Oh, TNA house show 2006, Bully Ray wrote, "You suck," when he signed my program and threw it at me. Great heel work. AJ Hogan was main event. That's pretty fun. That's a good one to go to.
Yeah.
To go to.
Hogan was still wrestling in 2000.
Yeah, in 2006, he went to TNA after he left WWE. Wow. Yeah, because he took didn't he buy it? He co-owned.
Yeah, and brought in Bischoff and all. Yeah,
that didn't go well. Do I love movies, man? Do you have high hopes for the He-Man trailer? I don't. I still put it on my one of my most anticipated movies of the year, because of my history with the movie itself and the project. But I just, the person that saw the movie, I trust their opinion, and says it's more Love and Thunder than it is Ragnarok, and that makes me nervous. Yeah. So, Mike Joyce, happy to see you were out there this weekend, Rocha.
Oh yeah, for the No Kings rally. Yeah, me and Lily Outlaw went out there in San Diego. We had a good time. Dude, it was so many people. It's amazing. Yeah, thank you.
Let's see, and then you can check out. What was I going to say? I had something that. Shit, I can't remember. Something else that had popped in my mind I was going to bring up, and I can't remember.
Okay.
Gen X Kid, I know this won't happen anytime soon, but I can so picture Lord and Miller directing a Flash movie with their humor. Haven't been disappointed yet by them. Well, they were supposed to.
Yeah, yes.
Supposed to. That would have been.
And they won't reveal what the story is, Kristian, because they still want to do it maybe down the road. So.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So here's my point now. This is where I get, and I don't want to say I get rocaized, because this is my concern now than like James Gunn, right? Does it have to fit James Gunn's vision? If you know what I mean? If he's like, well, that's not the way that I see it. But if a director comes in and says, I get when you have a DCU just overall narrative. I understand that in the way that MCU did. I get that. Yeah, I think that in connecting, canon, you have to have that. But if someone like Lord and Miller come in hey, we want to do a Flash movie and we want to take this story, if it connects to your thing, can we do it this way? Why would you not sign them up immediately after the success of this movie?
Yeah, 100%. But what says they want to work under James Gunn? They just, had those issues with Kathleen Kennedy on Solo. Right. Maybe they see the same thing and they don't want to go through that path.
They got more power now.
Yes, they do.
They have way more power now. Okay, no way I'm going to say his name right. So you want to try?
Yeah, Guillaume Lebel.
Thank you. Roca, I just watched your video essay on Batman vs. Superman 10th anniversary. Great job. You all should give it a watch. Very well structured and laid out. Yeah, I saw that he posted. How's it doing for you? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's doing, it's doing well for what it was, and it's posted on Sunday at 3:00. So, nice. But I'm very happy. It was the first shot at doing this. And so I'm going to do more of them. It took me 4 days to write, record, and edit it. So it's it's time consuming, but I want to do it. So we'll see. Thank you, though.
Yes, thank you. Mariners fan. Awesome that Smets is in the mix now. Those games last week were a blast. Is that going to be a regular thing? Maybe an appearance on here with Roca too. They're great on Jedi Away together. Yeah, look,
thanks.
Smets. I told Smets he's got an open door policy, right? So for him, it was a great conversation with him. He's gonna try. He's really busy on the stuff that he does also. So he's gonna try. He's 2 days a week, 2 days a month is locked in, right?
Yeah.
So I also told him it doesn't have to necessarily just be on Wednesday. So if it turns out if he's available this week or next week when I'm out, when Roca's on, it'd be great. Yeah, he'd have him because Roca would be great at those games. Yeah, because Roca's would be great at those games that he pops in there too. And Smets and I keep going back and forth because he's telling me about shorts and stuff too. And we had a few that popped over the weekend. We just go back and forth that one that we just talked about. We talked about that one, the Batman one, and it's almost at 50K on Instagram, which is great. So it's and that was just something that we took from the show itself. So yeah, there'll be more, and he's going to be involved more. Smeth's one of my favorite people in the world. So he'll definitely be on more for sure. Hey, Mr. CJ. Sorry that you went through that, Kristian. Makes me appreciate my home gym and the outdoors for workouts a lot more. Keep strong. I mean, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I really, if you watch me, if you could go back and watch the footage from the gym, I was stretching on the side. I wasn't making, in my head, I'm going, this is a douche move, but I'm not, I wasn't affected by it. I was stretching. I was just getting myself warmed up, waiting for the thing. But I wasn't, you just tell the guy was he had to make it a point to check his emails. Edit the movies. Gym behavior is almost as bad as theater. I wait for people on benches only to see them scrolling on their phones. Lift your shit and go. Happy Monday. Yeah. Minus today, I'm lucky enough that I haven't seen a lot of that at the gym that I go to. I don't see. I mean, I'm sure at LA it must be. It's got to be horrendous. It's got to be horrendous. I wasn't going to the gym in LA, so I can't tell you, but I can only imagine how bad it is, and I bet you it's pretty bad in the city. In Manhattan, it's probably pretty bad.
Yeah.
But where I am, it's people who just go in, they do their thing, they work at it. I don't see a lot of like people recording themselves and doing that stuff, and besides the guy this morning, people are pretty great. I have seen on Instagram and stuff that people are pretty shitty sometimes, but I'm lucky enough, not my gym.
Yeah.
Enrique Inaratu, Once Upon a Time in a Hollywood Reaction. Yes, I think as we get closer to the sequel, when is that sequel?
I don't think they're giving a date. I think they said the month or the summer. I think they said.
That's what I'm waiting for Ming to watch that. So yes, one of the things I have to do today, as I'm trying to wrap in a whole bunch of work within the next 2 days, I have reaction shot for Airplane with Steph, three First Blood, Rambo Part 2, and Rambo Part 3 with Winston. Oh, Luke, did you? I think Luke put that. Hopefully, Luke put the reaction to Rambo 3 in the folder, because I'm going to start requesting those movies to get edited. I did Days of Thunder with Sadie, which we still haven't put up there yet, and then I think there's one more, and I did 2 scary movies with Ming. So I have quite a few that's going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. Plus all my Game of Thrones reactions with Sam. So, and Daredevil. Did you watch Daredevil?
Yeah.
Have you seen the second episode yet?
No, I haven't seen the second episode. Yeah, I'm doing these weekly because I know I got the screens ahead of time, but I just didn't watch them. But I liked that first episode, and not great, but I liked it as a way of saying, look, we know some things weren't that great in the first season. We're going to try to fix it. Give us a couple episodes to straighten shit out. And from what I hear, it really picks up steam in the 3rd and 4th episode, and is a runaway train to the end of the season.
I like it so far.
Yeah, I do too.
And I've seen 2 and 3. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. All right, Armada, Genius Movie Pictures, Chapel Roan saves children playground nationwide from being destroyed. Good way to redeem. Good redemption. Has anything come out of that, or people just forgot about it right away?
Well, yeah, I think after the security guard came out and said that he's the one that did it all without her instigation. Which is nonsense. Which is utter. Yeah, he essentially took the fall for her, and so it's kind of quieted the anger, and people moved on. Now everyone's on Chili and Nick Cannon. Now.
The guy's going to be not working for the rest of his life.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, I am catching up on live shows, and Mike's "Did you shit in there?" just kills me. Seeing Hail Mary in IMAX. I saw Goat yesterday, and it was not good. Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, the basketball one.
Yeah. Well, I guess the main question for that is,
did you shit in there?
Yeah. You see PLD. PLD is taking shots at everybody. He posted this clip, and I probably did it during Mike's show because I missed their show. But
Flesh, Mr. Sam Jones, and like that, he's gone.
So the reference, do you remember how significant that flub was?
When I played him I had them play the Flash Gordon theme when I walked out to mess with his head, and I beat him in the singles tournament. So yeah, I remember how significant that moment was for sure.
People who didn't watch back then, the Schmoedown, Mike was on the verge of being the first person ever to play for a chance to be a 3-time champion at the same time.
Belt holder.
Three belt holder at the same time. He was already the reigning Intergeekdom champion. He's the reigning teams champion. And if he would have beaten Snyder, he would have gone to New York to play the Paul Oyama, who was the champion at the time, in the live event. And he blew that question, and then Jeff sunk the next 2 and won and went to the thing. It would have been over. He basically would have been. I think he blew the 3 and the 5. I think what happened there.
Yeah.
And so he so PLD loved it. I forget why the Team Action people were so. I guess maybe because he was feuding with Team Action. I can't remember, but
Team Action always had a lot of anger for everybody. They were an angry little community always, and so it's they were just so like whoever didn't look like their heroes, they're well coiffed, skinny, muscular heroes they hated. So which is ironic considering what people look like in the Action Army. But yeah, that's how it was, back then. Very hateful people. Very, very hateful people. I didn't do them. They're raging, hateful. They're terrorists. They're really terrorists.
He won't admit it, but even PLD laughed at that one. Nathan Drake, love the Mike and Steph show and hope we get more of those if you're going to be gone. Mike might need a little teaching on the technical side. I kind of knew that going into it.
Yeah,
I kind of knew it. I knew that, because even Luke wrote me. He's like, "You sure?" He's like, "Steph kind of runs this thing on her channel, and you think he's the better one to do it." He was being nice, but he was like, "Shouldn't what do you think?" And I was like, and I thought about it for a second. I said, "You know what? Give her access to it to run it, but let him do it because it's like he's like an ape fiddling sticks,
Mom.
Yeah.
Fire band.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, come on. What's the deal with Mike Kalinowski? He's got a good computer, a bad one. He can't figure it out. I am 2Fly Cam. I'm confused. Project Hail Mary will barely reach 550 million at its pace, and its budget is nearly 200. It's not phenomenal or big at all. Am I missing something?
Yes, you are. Yeah, it's only the second week of release. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's you're totally missing something. Do you know how rare it is to have a drop off of?
No one makes $1 billion over 1 week.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole thing. Is that it's not at this pace. It's like when you hit 300 million in 2 weeks on, it'll make its money. Yeah. Okay, so next one. After that, right now we are currently at 61. Good. That's good, John. It's really good. Armada, End of Oak Street looks awesome. That's the one with Anne Hathaway, right?
Yeah, Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor looks good.
When's that come out?
Jeez, I don't know. Sometime this summer, I think.
All right, I got to check. I got to say, it got a lot. I got now all the screenings are like that. We got to go check out are coming out.
It's by the guy who did It Follows. If you ever saw that.
What is it? It was the same guy. Okay,
same director.
David Robert Mitchell. Yeah. New member. Thank you so much. Great time to be a member. Clay Titus, gym etiquette question. How do you feel about people signing 2 machines at the same time? I find it infuriating. They leave stuff on one machine while they use the other. I got in an argument over it. I'm of sound. It depends. It depends. Most of the time,
yes,
I agree with you. If you are working on one machine, you're by yourself and you're working on a machine, you wait. If you're working in with a partner and your partner can bounce back and forth and you guys can go on, you're essentially he's using one machine.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go back. I've done that before. I've done it before where we were using it. It actually kills time and it helps and moves things faster. So I don't mind that. But yeah, taking 2 machines at the same time when you're working, it's frustrating. But the other thing that you don't have to realize sometimes, and I know maybe it's like who gives a shit, tough shit. If someone's in there and they're on they're just trying to get the hell out of there and they're moving fast. If they're really moving fast and they're not checking emails and stuff too, and they're really moving quick and they're off the machine quick, I'm not going to care as much. I'll do another exercise. But yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, the HIIT workouts, which is what that basically is, the HIIT workouts, those are tough to do in a public gym because people need to use those machines. So if you're trying to square yourself away with 3 or 4 or 2 at the same time, you really have to do it at a time when not a lot of people are in the gym out of respectful courtesy. And that's why I think it's always better to do those workouts with free weights because you can pull them out, lay them on the ground. You're in that area. Those are your weights and you can use them as quickly as you can when you're doing your workouts. Machines is a whole different thing because those are stationary. So
the only thing is there's a whole other conversation now that I'm learning more and more. Machines are better for less injury.
Yes, 100%.
My shoulder's finally starting to feel better after freaking 6 months. It's the Logan Paul thing.
Right.
It's like it's finally coming back. Okay, let's see. Lincoln West, where does Roka fall with the Gorilla versus Wookiee debate? Loved the smasher on the show last week. My money's on the Gorilla. So we had a conversation last week. One of the questions was who wins in a fight? Is it Gorilla or Wookiee? No weapons, just a straight up fist fight.
Right. Well, what kind of gorilla?
Silverback, like a huge, big, muscly gorilla.
Shit. I mean, it's tough to go against a Wookiee.
I don't know how good
Wookiees are softer.
Yeah, I don't know how much of what fights. I'm not saying they're not strong, But what one-on-one fights have you ever seen from a Wookiee against the? Normally it says, "Oh, have you ever seen a Wookiee pull an arms out of a socket?" Yeah, of a human, sure, it's going to pull the socket out of a gorilla. Good chance. Good luck.
Yeah, I guess a gorilla wins because the Wookiees aren't really built to commit violence,
right?
And I think a gorilla will go to the nth degree.
Yeah. Wookiee go and take a crossbow and shoot it right in the head. Wookiee's smarter than a gorilla, but a gorilla.
A Wookiee would be like, "That's good." A Wookiee be like, "You know what? I've had enough. I'm good." Yeah,
I'm gonna go snipe you from a tree. Exactly. They're smarter, way smarter than gorillas, but like at a fist fight, dude, gorillas scare the shit out of you.
I agree. Yeah.
Tim Sim, if these movies live in the same house, 2001 Space Odyssey, The Martian, Interstellar, and Project Hail Mary, would they all get along together well? I'm not as, you know what's funny is that like I know that I've seen 2001, like my film school days. And I don't have a memory of it except the fact that it's like one of the greatest movies of all time, right? Like it's not the first one that I ever choose as one of my favorite movies. It's just not. But The Martian, Interstellar, Project Hail Mary, in a certain aspect, they feel like they fit in the same world with style. As far as story goes, I don't know.
I don't think 2001 would ever leave their room. I think Interstellar would be up in the attic. So between The Martian, Project Hail Mary, and they're so similar, I think they would maybe get along, but then have a terrible breakup as best friends. That's what I think. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Clay, Titus, we got 65. Let's get Roku to 100. We can do that.
Come on, guys.
He's got competition with Roxy tomorrow. Come on. How do you feel about people at the gym? Oh, we did that one already.
Yeah.
Okay. New member here from MSV O2G. Thank you. And then yet again,
wow,
DNVO becomes a new member. Thank you. Okay, battery. Rogue is just wrong. First book is literally for 8-year-olds.
Oh my god, so dumb. That's why. Oh, so many adults read them, right? Because it's for 8-year-olds. He's so dumb. His dad has talked about me. His dad's talked to me about this guy. The disappointment this guy is as a son. His dad is just. It's just.
I will say though, the argument goes to where Vivian, my oldest now, did read the first book when she was 8. She did.
True. I'm not saying 8-year-olds can't read it. I'm saying a lot of adults read them as well.
Go to your point.
Yeah.
When she was 8 and she was reading it, and her teacher was like, "Well, that's advanced. They usually don't start reading that until they're like 10 or 11." Just saying. Tim Sim, also Project Hail Mary, after finally seeing it last weekend, is great, and it shouldn't have a sequel, but it's going to be inevitable because Amazon owns MGM. So yeah, it's definitely gonna have a sequel, I'm sure. But Weir should write it.
Yeah.
And he's talking about writing.
And Goddard should adapt it if you want to say the secret sauce.
So I'll push back against Tim Sim.
Okay.
As I do sometimes. But Tim, you know how much I love him. Tim's one of my favorites. Tim talks in definitive a lot when he types in.
Yes.
He says shouldn't have a sequel. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's true. If Andy Weir writes it and writes a good story, I'd say I'd feel skeptical if Andy Weir wasn't a part of it and didn't have a story for a sequel, and they just made it up and decided they were going to go Benioff and Weiss style on it for the, like season 8 and do it. I'd feel skeptical, but shouldn't have a sequel. Or even maybe in my opinion, shouldn't have a sequel, but like definitive is always tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think, first of all, you say shouldn't. What's the premise? Let's see the pitch. Right. If the pitch is interesting and exciting, then let's go. And Andy Weir already said that he had ideas for a sequel to that book. So it isn't them forcing Andy to write one, and so it's a different approach.
That's what I'm saying, Tim. Tim, I love you, but like that one is like let's see first. And to also be clear, you could very well be right that they make a second movie like, oh, they just did that because Amazon wanted a sequel and Andy got paid a truckload of money, so he did it, and they shouldn't have. After you see it, I think that's totally fair. Trey Porter, what's your favorite one-man show movie? Oh, I don't know. I just go to stand-up comedy specials, and I would just say my favorite stand-up comedy special. I know it's not your question, but I'm gonna say George Carlin at Carnegie. I mean, John Leguizamo had a ton of one-man shows.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
Freakazoid. Yeah. I would say Castaway, essentially a one-man movie. and probably All Is Lost, the Robert Redford one.
Oh, is that what he's asking?
I think
one man
one
show
man
movies?
Yeah, I think that's what.
Oh, so maybe that's based on like Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
exactly.
okay. So now I understand. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Maybe so Gravity is a good one too.
Oh, Gravity's great.
Sandra
Bullock.
Yeah, because you took Castaway, which was probably the all time. I think what are some other ones? Oh, you know what's a good one that no one talks about, even though Phone Booth is pretty good, but Lock with Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Lock with Tom Hardy
the whole time.
It's a very underrated film.
Agreed, bro.
Yeah. Nathan Drake, isn't Taserface your favorite villain, Cage? This was a Taserface. It's funny. I appreciate it more on the rewatches of it, but that's not who I want to be my main villain, especially not his look. If that's the case. Mickey Bell, I really appreciate the trans conversation you both had today. Personally, I'm not going to watch a show, but I never tell someone not to. I think that's the most fair thing that you can say, and I think that's the main thing that I feel like there's not much of an argument against that. If it is, they're in the wrong. If you said to someone, I don't really want to see it, as John said, there are certain things that he just feels strongly about, but John is on the opposite side where he will go and watch it, right?
Yeah.
And it seems as if Mickey is not going to tell you not to, and you shouldn't, because then it means that you're not on the same side. Don't do that because it's not factual. But I think it's also fair for people say, but Mickey was like, I'm not going to watch it. Oh, how dare you? You don't know all of it. Blah. It's Mickey's choice.
Right. It rarely works to shame people into doing or not doing something. Right. It rarely works.
No. Enrique Roca, if Andy Weir was a Latino nerd or black nerd, would you have said the same thing?
Yes. But Kristian was right to correct me. It's nerd irregardless. We have way more white nerds than black nerds or Latino nerds, so that's where I went to. But yes, any nerd who says the dumb shit that Andy says and then has to walk it back should get called out on that because they were feeling themselves in that moment. And I just think nerds sometimes don't have the best ability to read social cues in certain moments. So yeah.
Arthur Rose, I'll be pirating Harry Potter, not giving that lady my money. Hey, teach your own. Greenie from us. Timmy stepped out of line and said what he really thinks, which nobody does, whether you agree or not. Respect never happens, hence it turned into a headline. Yeah, look, I think that it was Dan Merle who did the whole thing about how the Oscar season was just the farts this year, right? Because, and I think you mentioned it too, John.
Yeah,
it wasn't about who was the best movie. It turned into a political campaign.
Yeah.
And it was like, what is that? Is that the way we're doing Oscars now? Is that trying to like, oh, look what they did. They messed up. Vote for my person. It's like, what's that? How did that's what we're doing now for Oscars? That's horrible.
I think it should all be ended. All campaign. There should be no campaigning for Oscars.
Just go based off. Just go right off the performance. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think, you know what? Once whoever's nominated, no press. Let's see who wins.
Exactly. No pressure. You can't talk about the film.
No, you got to see the movie. Everyone's got to see the movie. You got to see. You can't vote until you've seen the last movie. You got to check off each movie when you go in and you see it, or it's sent to you.
Yeah.
At the end of it, afterwards, you got to check it. Okay, I watched it, and then when you hit those 10 movies, then you can vote. But you've got to register every time that you see one of those movies. You got to register if you're voting. If you're a voting member, and no one's campaigning for it. You just see the movie, you vote. Yep. That'd be good. That never in a million years happened.
No, I agree.
Tim coming in hot.
Oh,
all that goodwill that F1 the movie did for the sport and draw new fans might be gone as 3 races into the new F1 season. Nearly all the drivers and longtime fans are ranting on the new engine rules that is ruining the sport and decades of refined racing. I don't necessarily know that. I mean, look, maybe F1 though did do a lot for the sport. I'm. This is the thing for me, as there are a lot of people who don't like baseball that love baseball movies, right?
Yeah.
That's me with race cars. Like, I don't know if I've ever watched a race car, actual race ever, but I'll watch the shit out of a race car movie. I love car movies. I love F1. I loved Rush. I loved Ford versus Ferrari. Days of Thunder. I love those movies. But I don't know if it did anything for the sport. Because all I know is when the movie came out, a lot of people in the sport, that's not accurate. And I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
So I'm not the right person to ask.
Well, I think it's how many of them who are watching F1 will really know about what the engine rule changes and all that? I don't think they care. Most of the casuals just want to watch the races, let the drivers rant. And every sport complains when they make changes, right? I mean, you're always complaining about with soccer, it's the VAR rule. With tennis, it's that thing that decides whether your ball is in or out off the net. Like there's always changes. Baseball does it all the time. So there's always going to be changes. And that's just the game of any sport, and fans still come back though.
Totally agree. Okay, let's see. Joey Pedras. Love the Wild Show today, fellas. 2026 is turning out to be exciting for movies and theaters. Any smaller films you're excited to watch this year? I mean, I wanted to see the one I just talked about it with John, the one that
Oak Street.
No, the freaking one that one, yes, for sure. I haven't seen the trailer for it, but the Robert Pattinson Zendaya one.
Oh, the drama. Yeah, the drama.
Really wanted to see that one, but I'm going to miss the screening for it. But I'll check that one out for sure.
Yeah.
There's
I agree with the drama.
Yeah. Greenie from Oz, Kristian, you need to get your job back at WWE. Triple H thumbs down. Look, I haven't been watching enough. I'll tell you, you guys wouldn't like my changes because I would go too old school with it. I recently did think about this. I would have a commissioner, whoever the commissioner was, say that everyone's going to have records, and the records are going to, everybody starts at a blank slate.
Yeah.
0, 0, 0. There's time limits again. There's all these things. There's kind of like, and it's going to be with a record of 5-0, 10-0, ranked number 2, ranked number 3. If they win this one, they'll be the ranked number 1 contender. This is a big contender match. And then now it's like with a record of, and you treat it like it's actual sport event. I wouldn't do the big, huge matches on Raw all the time. It dilutes it. Like every time you do like one big one, I would bring back some jobbers. I'd bring back jobbers.
Steve Lombardi, where are you? The Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, I would build through jobbers, and I'd build storyline through that time. And I would also build story on the undercard. They don't build story with these other people. They just don't you only get a story when you start to go to main event status. So there's too much I do, and no one will listen to me. So there you go. Trey Porter. I watched Chef for the first time last night. Good self. Like I liked Chef.
I love Chef.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So who is I've seen it 2 or 3 times. It's
okay.
Is it? I know it's Jon Favreau, obviously.
Yes.
Is it Scarlett Johansson? Is that who it is?
Shit. I think ScarJo is. She works as the hostess. I think.
Yeah. It's okay. Because I know Downey makes an appearance in there.
Yeah, Bobby Cannavale.
Right.
And what's her face from Modern Family?
Sofia Vergara.
Yes.
I remember her being in it too.
A lot of people.
Enrique, with all due respect, Mike lives in a small Hollywood liberal bubble. If you think transcom is going to prevent people watching Harry Potter, I mean, well, it will prevent people. It will prevent people from watching.
Yes.
I'm agreeing with whoever says that. Will it prevent anybody from watching it? Yeah. Will it prevent people that it's going to make a damage in the ratings? No. Yeah, John agrees with that too.
Yeah, I agree. It's not going to be enough to.
Yeah.
Because the trans rights issue is this very small issue. It's only like 1 to 2% of the population in the country here, maybe 1 to 4%. So it's not like it's this, big cause. There is a cause for it, but it isn't enough to affect things. And so I think that's at the end. Just like the Olympics aren't good. Like people aren't gonna be like, I'm going to stop watching the Olympics in 2028 because there's not trans athletes. It's nonsense.
Yeah. Nathan Drake, bring back Richard Harris in AI form for the show.
I
mean, they might have to do that for John Lithgow if it goes long enough. And what's John Lithgow? John Lithgow's 88 years old?
They were estimating that this is supposed to be a biannual series. So like season 1 will be this year.
Right.
But then season 2 might not be till 2028. So it'll be 2040 by the time we get the last season. And I don't know if Lithgow will still be alive for
probably
2040.
Not.
So yeah.
I thought because I know they were looking at Mark Rylance, and he had some personal stuff that he couldn't take the role, but I love John Lithgow.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the wrong choice to cast him. Not for the
I don't
role,
know.
Not for the role. For the role
right.
itself, he's going to be great.
Right.
We're going to get into a Richard Harris situation eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. I hope not. I hope he lives till he's 200 years old and he's actually Dumbledore for real life. But like, I question the decision. Here's your buddy, Battery. congrats on that Pride Parade, Roka. Good for you.
See, there you go. Just because him and his dad wanted, me and his dad wanted to hang out at a parade, and he's upset about it. I know. It's tough. That's tough for you. It must be tough for you because I know you're such a man. I know you're not 300 pounds with acne. I know you're muscular and really a strong guy. And women love you.
He's the guy on the thing that I saw checking his email.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Women must love you too, Battery. I'm sure.
All right. So Greeny from Oz. FIFA World Cup thoughts, Roka. Aussie versus Australia, fucking asshole, versus USA. I'm keen. Let's see. Hold on.
Did you just Tourette's? Tourette's?
Oops.
I don't have any hopes for us. We got our asses whooped by Belgium the other day, 5-2. Australia might be fine, but we'll see. If we play, I don't think the USA is getting out of the first round. Unless there's some fishy officiating, I don't think we're getting out of the first round.
Next one. Tristan Green, support for the fellas. Any of you catch UFC Saturday? Great fight, especially the ladies. Brutal. Okay, I saw that. I saw the knock. That was scary.
Yeah.
It was, but the scary part of it, obviously, is that she looked in real bad shape when it was over, right?
Yes.
But the positive side of it is what instinct on the woman who won?
Yeah, like, Alexa Grasso.
You never see that. Like she hits her, stuns her, knocks her out, but doesn't even give her a chance to see if she's knocked out and puts her right away and just ends the fight. That's someone I want to go to. I want to be walking in a dark alley with.
Well, she hadn't won in a long time. I think 2 or 3 years. And so
wow.
I think she was desperate to get that victory. Yeah. So it was an upset.
Oh, wow.
I think Macy had won 7 matches coming into the fight.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah. So she was on a 7-match winning streak. So yeah.
I didn't know enough about it.
She's fine. Macy said she's good. She stood up. She said she's good. And watching it back is harrowing for her, but she's fine. So yeah. So there you
go. Enrique, who says, Kristian, I'm with you. JK doesn't want men competing against women in sports because it's unfair biologically. If she said trans don't have a right to exist, then that's a problem. Then she is wrong. That's where I'm.
But Enrique's wrong. Enrique's wrong. She has said that. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, no. But see, I don't. That's why I don't really comment about this stuff often.
Yeah, of course,
because I don't have enough of the facts. Because I don't. Totally. I love Mike, but I don't want to like what Mike said. When Mike's like, "Oh, she's hateful. She doesn't like not her, Gina Carano. She doesn't like this because of this." And I said, "There's a difference there when you say that." Because you got to have all the facts before you definitively say that about someone. I don't have all the facts. I don't know. John seems to know or seems to know more about. Well, he does know more about this than I do. Yeah. So I can't speak on it. But like for me, I think that's the thing though too that comes into a longer conversation, right? Where I just know, and we're gonna get into a longer thing, and I'm not gonna expand on it. I just know that I just would be nervous if my 14-year-old was in an MMA or a kickboxing match with someone who was biologically at one point male and then now has transformed or transgender is now a woman. I would feel uncomfortable. I would be nervous for my daughter. Now that doesn't mean that I think that person shouldn't be doesn't have the right to exist. I think that they should have rights. When it comes to my child, I would be nervous, and I think I would be dishonest if I said that I wouldn't be. And I think that's something. If you want to say that I'm hateful for saying that's on you. I'm uncomfortable. I would be uncomfortable with that. So I get that aspect of it, but there are hateful people. There are people who go in hot and say, well, they shouldn't do this. It's wrong. You don't really understand the complexity of those things and understand too. So there are different conversations. You can be on one side of the lane and still be on the other side of it, or be on your side, with other things. Yeah.
But it's and I hear you. Of course, I'm not a dad, so I can't speak from that angle. And I totally respect people who speak from that angle, of course, because that's a different, but when you look at the numbers, right? Like as I said, it's 1% to 2% of the entire country that is actually trans, and the amount of athletes is 0.002% of athletes are trans athletes. So it is a very, 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 very low percentage that your daughter would fight a trans athlete again. Now, I understand you'd be nervous, and you could always pull her out of the match, and I totally understand that.
Well, that's okay. So stick with that. So stay there.
Odds are higher that she'll get her ass maimed by a fellow female athlete than it is a trans.
I don't disagree with you, but
look at Ronda Rousey.
I don't disagree with you, but in that aspect, even with that, right, of you could pull her out of the match,
right,
and especially because I'm a D-list figure on social media. I'm a public figure. I would automatically get chastised for that. Kristian Harloff took his daughter out of the match because he doesn't believe that this, and I'd be like, no, I'd be nervous for my daughter.
I see what you're saying. You'd be put in a position.
I'd be in a position, right? And that's what happens to me. I'm hateful, and I'm just nervous for my daughter, because at one point, what's going on inside of that individual's body, I wouldn't pretend to understand it, and I wouldn't pretend to say that that's not who they are and who they really are. It doesn't change the fact that that person will punch harder than my daughter.
Possibly. We don't know.
Okay, but most likely.
Those athletes don't win. Trans athletes don't win championships. Look, the Riley Gaines woman complaining all the time. She's complaining because she tied with fifth with a fellow trans athlete. That trans athlete did not get first. She just tied fifth with a fellow trans athlete. So they're not top of the pile all the time when they compete.
But why then a lot of the time do you not see the reverse? But why do you not see the reverse?
Created a thing.
But why don't you see the reverse though, right? Where so like let's say someone who transitioned into a man is now playing in, you don't see that often, where the person who's transitioned into the man is now playing in the, the men's league or the men's, or boxing other men.
That could also be a prejudice and a bias, because those are toxically male, heterosexual male arenas. And how many of them would welcome a trans female athlete who becomes an athlete in the male side of things? I don't know. It's a good thing to question that, though, Kristian, and ask. Look at it. I have no problem with it. But I also think this: what would you do if your daughter said, "Dad, I'm doing this fight"? Would you let her?
I'd be very nervous. It depends on how old she was.
And that's totally fair.
It depends on how old she was, and it depends.
But to be scared about something that affects 0.002%, I think that's getting caught in his.
I'm saying it gets.
Dad,
no, wait, hold on, wait. You're saying you're going on odds. If hypothetically, sure, I'm telling you, if it was actually happening,
that's what I'm saying to you. Like, I totally get your position.
It's no longer the 0.002 if it's actually happening. It's now.
But people are treating it like it's happening in mass, and that's my frustration on the whole.
Right, because the people that it does happen to and look, I'm bringing up MMA or boxing, and that's not always what it is. It could be tennis, it could be anything else too, and it's just maybe they feel it could be an unfair advantage, or maybe it isn't. Because also, I mean, it's a longer conversation. But
of course it is.
I understand your point of view. I do understand your point of view, and you seem to understand mine. So that's all right. Moving on. Let's see. Big Bang OT4. If Gunn leaves DC, should he go to Star Wars?
No.
So you're going to be shocked by this answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Wow.
If he not to run Star Wars.
Oh, well, I think that's what he's implying.
Should he run Star Wars? No.
Okay.
But should he go to Star Wars? And here's why I'll tell you yes. Because I know for a fact he loves Knights of the Old Republic. And he's probably the only person that would be able to knock on the door and get Filoni to actually, maybe do it.
Okay.
So that I'd be nervous of how that would look with the comedy and those things, but I think that I would take that to get it made, because Filoni just doesn't want to make it.
Yeah.
Big Bang OT4. Is Timmy this generation's Leo? He should have one Oscar right now. I mean, he's.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I love Michael B. in Sinners. I still think Timothy deserved the Oscar. I've been consistent on that from the beginning, and I thought Chalamet deserved the Oscar, and I thought Michael did a great job. Certainly, just right below. But I think Timothy deserved it, and I think it was a little bit of politics that got him out of it in the end, sadly. And so but he certainly deserves one. But he'll get one. Dune 3 might be the one that gets him, honestly, which would be amazing.
Hank Pym. Most anticipated April movie. Mine is The Mummy. The Mummy would be interested. I mean, I'd say I'm very curious about Michael and and even Mario tonight. I'm curious. So all three of those are ones that I'm curious to see.
I agree with Kristian.
Yeah. DG 4935. Darker tone on Supergirl? No thanks. I mean, that's what the graphic novel is. People want uplifting and inspiring, not preachy. No, see, that's this. Hold on a second. To distract from today's crazy world. 1970s Superman did that, and why Project Hail Mary has word of mouth and success. So there's a second half of this. I understand where he's coming from. The second half of it, I get. It doesn't. But John, remember my point earlier where it's got to be great in order to succeed with a darker tone? Yes. His comment is kind of why, right? Because I don't think that he's alone with feeling like this. And you even said it before, Project Hail Mary, one of the reasons it was so successful is this kind of uplifting thing that we have right now.
Sure. I
agree with a lot of what he's saying, but the right away darker tone on Supergirl, no thanks, makes me go, wait a minute. It clearly is working inside of the comic book. So if they can transfer that over, then it will work. But I understand a lot of what he's saying, but I think don't shut down a darker tone on Supergirl right away if it's proven in the past, literally, that could work.
Well, first of all, he can't speak for people because he doesn't know everybody in the world. And so his own personal opinion is that he wants uplifting and inspiring. Him throwing in the not preachy thing, that's the issue, because that's implying that there's some kind of progressive or liberal message of having Supergirl be a part of this. But what the film is going to be about is Supergirl dealing with the trauma of the death of Krypton, which we've never seen dealt with in a really incisive way in Superman. Sure, we've seen his feelings about it, but he wasn't an adult. He was a baby. So you can say like, okay, I lost my planet. Sure. But you didn't feel your planet. You didn't grow up in your planet, the culture of your planet. She is old enough to have been enmeshed in the culture of her planet, and to see it removed and taken away. That line she has in the trailer, like the gods aren't kind enough to kill Krypton in one day. Right. So it lets you know that this went on for a while, the death of Krypton. So that's what the film is going to be about, her trauma of dealing with that. And I think that is universal because all of us lose somebody or lose something that affects us in our lives. So I have no problem with uplifting and inspiring, but you got to create room for this darker stuff as well, because we all go through darker stuff, including this DG 4935 person.
All right, let's try to fire through these because we got.
Okay, sorry, we're taking so long.
Big Bang. I followed your Letterbox. More active soon? Are you in Letterbox?
Yeah, I just joined it like a few months ago. Yes, I'll be more active. I promise. I'm doing more stuff. Trust me.
Because I'm like, oh, someone hacked me because I'm not. I am officially. I am 7 years old. By the way, I understand this. I understand this. Do you know what I did over the weekend?
Read a Harry Potter book. You're 7 years old.
Yeah, there you go. No. I'm maybe you want to call me. People call me toddler with my sense of humor. I'm with 100%. All right, great. Listen to what I did. So I was doing work on at my house, and my wife mistakenly left her email open. Right. So for some reason, I write to my mother-in-law. I wrote, "Hey mom," on the top of it, and then I wrote on the top of it, "I have gas." To which then I just sent it and left. So my mother-in-law out of nowhere writes to my wife and says, and she goes, "Well, it's probably your diet. You should be changing this." My wife's like, "What are you talking about? You have gas?" She's like, "No, I don't have gas. What do you mean?" She's like, "But you said you have gas." I never said I had gas. And she's going back and forth through it. And I told my oldest about it. We're crying, laughing in the hallway. Like it's the funniest thing in the world. And then finally she's like, "Who sent that to you?" She's like, "You got to send this to me. I think I got hacked." And I started laughing. She's like, "Did you send this, you idiot?" And I was like, "Yes, I did."
I love you.
Yeah. And she has no idea. Someone to her sister yesterday too. Hank Pym, He-Man worldwide, over under 350 million total. I think it's a little more. I think it's going to be a surprise hit.
I have to see it. I can't right now. I can't say.
I think it's going to be a surprise hit, and I'm going to say over, but not by much. But over.
I could see it underperforming, but you might be right. It might be like a Jurassic World thing.
I think so. 28 Vasco Harloff, best pizza in LA. I'll go Pizza Wagon of Brooklyn in the Valley. Apollo, what's it called? Apollino's, I think it's called in Hollywood. Joe's Pizza in Beverly Hills is okay. I think Mulberry's is completely overrated. And there's another one. Oh, and if you get it right out of the oven, Prince Street Pizza is good in LA, but you gotta get it right. Don't let it sit. Yeah. All right. Greenie from Oz. Tried DDP yoga. Y2J got me on it. Got my dad on it too. Amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's saved so many lives.
Dude, he's amazing.
He really did. Casey Grant just watched the Ferris Bueller reaction. Classic film. Definitely in my top 20. Casting perfect, flawless performances, creative comedy. What a script. It's incredible. And it's growing. That one, it finally hit 10K. I was like, it started off slow. I was like, yeah, that one's growing.
People don't remember. Matthew Broderick was supposed to be a superstar after that movie, and it just never happened. He's amazing in that film.
He really is. Go Pal. Only saw 2000 once at 10 years old and slept through a lot of it. That's a tough one to watch at 10 years old.
Of course you do at 10. Yeah.
One of these days I should go back, but it's hard to get past the feeling it was boring. Yeah, you know, at 10 years old that it's gonna stick with you for sure. Yeah. Hank Pym. List them worst to best. Pixels, Hot Pursuit. Which one's Hot Pursuit? Is that the one?
That's Reese Witherspoon.
Oh my God, it was terrible. Oh my God,
it was terrible.
Jupiter Ascending, Mordecai. Oh my God, and Terminator Genesis. Jesus. Worst to best.
They're all
worst is Hot Pursuit. Movie was awful. Terminator Genesis. Mordecai. Pixels, and then Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
The Real D5. Kristian, did you see the Drewski skit? Thoughts? I knew someone was gonna ask you about this. I saw Winston and Roka about it.
Oh, you did? Oh, thanks for watching.
Yeah, I watched. I think that there's a lot. There's a lot to it. I think that he has the right to do the thing. I also think he has the right to be criticized. But I will tell you, with watching you guys, I thought you guys had a very good conversation. I don't agree with the fact that because other people did stuff that was bad, it means other people can do stuff that maybe not bad. Bad's not the right word. Stuff that is tasteful, because you guys had mentioned inside of it that Winston specifically said, well, wait a minute. If those people are saying, well, here's this guy who's doing this, where were they when they did this? Where were they when they did that? That's one side. That's the hateful side of it. There are other people who still go, I don't know, because I'll tell you, there's things that I saw, like I'll just straight up. The post that the president did with Obama was horrible. Was tasteful, was terrible, horrible.
Yeah.
I think I'm not a big Erica Kirk fan, right? I'm not.
Right.
I still think that she even though, and he wasn't mocking Charlie Kirk. You guys are right about that. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't. But I don't know. It's like low hanging fruit. Go after her. It's low hanging fruit. Like, and
he went after all MAGA white women. That I can say.
You know what it is, John? I think it is. It's the George Carlin thing for me.
Okay.
It's that anybody, because I'm never going to tell, especially comedy wise, anything can be made fun of. You know what it was? I just didn't think it was funny. I think that's maybe what it was. If it was funny, I'd probably be like, it was funny. It was good. I found it creepy. The makeup was creepy. I think what it was.
It was creepy, which I think maybe was the point. But
yeah, I think
I hear what you're saying.
But my question is, should I think that he should have done it if he wanted to? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, should he have not done it if he wanted to? He could. I just, it's a matter of, do I think it was funny? I just didn't find it funny, but Winston and Roka did. So there's an audience for it.
Yeah, I think he had every right to. And what he was pointing out was the hypocrisy of the usage of certain things and the way this person is handling them and the way the other MAGA women have gone about with things. He was pointing out the hypocrisy. And I think there is something in satire and parody that is important to be done here. And I think Drewski, that's what he was pointing out as a black man in America, pointing out the
which I think is fair. Which I think is fair. And like I said, like, do I think that people are like, do you think he should have done it if he wanted to? Like, it's like we live in if someone just wants to do a comedy sketch, it's on you to say if you found it funny or not. In the same way that there are things that Saturday Night Live did, that you find funny, you don't find funny. So it's like if you find it funny, like it goes back to the George Carlin thing.
But we can't do it anymore. That's the problem.
No, I know that's the thing.
Eddie did the white face thing, and that's one of the greatest sketches.
And it was funny.
You never get away with that.
I think that's the whole thing, right? Is that like it's just a matter of I just don't find Drewski funny. I just don't.
That's fair.
And like so like to me, it's like I'm gonna look at it even if it had nothing to do. It doesn't matter who it was. I'm like, and plus the fact that I've seen that people do that before, and it's just like it's not new. All right, let's see. So now we're at 85. Night Fox 1190. Will Michael make $1 billion? At my local IMAX here in Indy, the seats aren't selling well. Is it too early to tell that it will make money? Yeah, it's too early to tell.
Yeah,
it's got a good shot because remember, worldwide is another situation.
Oh yeah,
it's got a shot. It's got let ask me that question after opening weekend.
Yeah, I don't know that I would base an IMAX in Indy as the barometer for whether it's going to be successful or not. So the world, especially someone like Michael, which as you said, Kristian so well, global. The guy's Michael Jackson's massive.
Kate 7457. Hey Roka, Will the Geek Buddies do a response to your amazing video essay of BVS on the next show?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know if Michael will, but maybe.
Does he not like that movie?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
So it could be a fun conversation.
Greeny from Oz. Most anticipated WrestleMania match is Mask vs. Mask, El Grande. So what Mask vs. Mask? I know that
it's El Grande Americano versus the OG Americano. So it's Chad. It was Chad Gable versus what's his face. So I think it's great.
That's fun.
I think it's
That's
great.
fun.
Yeah.
Tourette's. I was just screaming at myself. Fiona George. I like the Harry Potter trailer. I did think it looked a little bit dark, but overall, I think it looked good as someone who's a big Potter fan. So
Respect.
As a follow up here. I was skeptical about it before, but now I'm pretty excited to see it. Also, it'll be cool to see the things from the books that were in the films. That's the main reason I want to watch it. I want to see all this stuff. I remember going to see those movies going, oh man, I know why they had to cut some stuff out, but I would have loved to have seen that. Now you're going to see that.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, go pal. World Cup matches better all move to Canada, Mexico. World Cup matches better all move to, I don't know. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's because we're hosting some of the matches, and people are, seeing the immigration stuff that's going on with Trump. People are like saying that, and he threatened the Iraq team.
Oh, okay.
The World Cup team. So it's been a whole, or the Iranian, sorry. So it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Armada, AYT, got to have that gym etiquette for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling. Battery, here he is. All jokes, Roka. I pull. Okay, just ask your mom, son.
Nah, my mom wouldn't date you. Come on. Come on. She's 82 years old and she still wouldn't date you, bro.
That's hilarious. What are your favorite Star Wars collectible merchandise that you own? I still have it. I'm looking at it right now. I have a Darth Revan lightsaber I really like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have a Luke Black Series that I love to pieces, still in the box.
Oh, so, yeah. Okay. Dr. Gravity. Roka, just rewatch your match with Dan where you won the title. Oof. One of the best moments. What was running through your head before and after that match?
I had a confidence that day. I just had it. I can't explain it. I was meditating. I was in such a great place that day. Nothing was going to stop me. And even there were moments where I was questioning myself during the match. There's right behind that question was just like, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. And so when it happened, I just was so excited. I wish I'd won on a question I answered, but instead of a question that Dan couldn't answer. But you take the victory where you can take the victory. And afterwards, I was just very happy. Not because I beat my friend, but because I accomplished this goal, which, I think it's important.
We became stronger friends after that, too.
Yes. Yeah. I love Dan to pieces. It
was a great match. Enrique Narantu reminds me of the Chappelle joke. If LeBron transitioned and went to the WNBA and scored 200 points a game, no one would have a problem. Roka?
If a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass every time it hops. Hypotheticals, whatever with that.
Ryan Ferris, have you ever had Titanos in Coney Island? My favorite. I have not. Not. I'm telling you though, this is, if you get a chance, it's the bomb. It's so good. My wife is not a pizza person, and she was talking about it all weekend. Moises Gutierrez, how many movies will gross over $1 billion in 2026? Mario,
yes.
Odyssey, Spider-Man, definitely.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's gonna do like after that trailer. What else? Toy Story 2. Toy Story might.
Toy Story 5, I think, has a real chance.
Shot. Yes. Doomsday.
Yes.
And maybe Michael. So maybe 6.
What about Dune 3? You don't think Dune 3 crosses $1 billion?
No way.
Okay.
No
okay.
Way.
I agree with Kristian.
I would love it. I'm gonna say 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if Michael did it as well.
Yeah.
Ham Polsterin, 5506 becomes a member. Thank you. Michael D, support. And for the last one for now,
yay.
Princess Positive. Have you seen any of SNL UK? 2 episodes were great. Are they live now? Flow is better with less commercials. Musical guests, Wet Leg and Wolf Alice were incredible, and ratings are big in UK. Requires some knowledge of UK politics though. Did you watch it, John?
Yeah, I've watched them both.
Oh, was it on? Is it on Hulu?
It's on Peacock.
Oh,
I have it on Peacock.
Is it funny?
The second one was better than the first one.
Okay.
I think to have Tina Fey come in to be your host for the first one, that doesn't scream edgy or hip.
Yeah.
She's a little bit older, and it just to me it showed. But the second one, where they let them kind of do their thing, I thought was a lot better. And look, it's a first season. It's going to have growing pains. So yeah, I like it. I definitely recommend it. And yes, knowing about UK politics is important because they make a lot of jokes at the prime minister's expense, at the expense of some of these Tories, some of these Labor Party people. So yeah.
Someone else said Moana live action might. It might. Look, Lion King, regardless of what you think is gonna be, Lion King,
yeah.
$1 billion. You know,
Yeah,
and
1.6.
I am the only person that had no problem with that wig. I know it. I saw every single person who was going.
Weird Al Yankovic made fun of it.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. PT Jarman, what lesson should Hollywood take away from Project Hail Mary's success? What lesson?
I think the only lesson is write a good script, direct a good movie, and get a good actor to deliver great goods.
Maybe I mean I'd have to ask, Lord Miller this, but maybe less cooks in the kitchen. If maybe they weren't getting a lot of, maybe they were getting the right amount of studio notes, because that's the thing is, people who don't understand the business, or they're like, oh, studios shouldn't get involved. There are a lot of good creative studio executives. There really are. There are a lot who give good instances. And then there's ones that are just business minded that think just about, well, if we do this and moneyball it, and that's where you get into trouble. But there's a lot of good creative. Yeah,
this is what was. I know I don't want to go on this because I know we're way over. But this is what frustrated me about the Buffy situation. Like, why would you throw an executive under the bus like that? Because maybe the executive did the right thing and saved the brand by not putting that show out there if it wasn't good enough, because that could have damaged the brand. So I think sometimes that's people default to blaming the executive, and the fans do too, executives. But the fact is, a lot of executives save stuff from being terrible or from damaging brands. And yes, they make mistakes too, fair, but there are some that are really good, and there's a reason they get moved up in the positions they're in,
All right, let's see. Rishi Hukla, if Harry Potter was only for kids, it would have never become the best-selling series of all time. It's true.
Thank you.
I read it when I was 11, but my wife is reading it for the first time at 33 and loves it. Agreed on Michael. Worldwide will carry it far. I agree with everything that you just said.
Yeah, agreed.
There's a reason why it transferred over in the same way that adults, people always talk about that with Star Wars. Oh, it was meant for kids. Kids weren't the only ones seeing Star Wars in 1977. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There were many adults lined up around the block to see it.
100%, dude. 100%.
There's tone inside of a movie that can fit for children and adults. Last one for now.
Okay.
Love that Dan Housen says Fuzzy Bubbles. I don't get it. I don't get it, but apparently he's really popular. But when that entrance, whatever came out, I didn't watch him in AEW, but whatever that entrance was at WWE, I was like, I felt like I was watching 1992 WWF.
I agree. Terrible entrance. Shockmaster level terrible. But what he's done since has been amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Like I said, I can't speak on it because I haven't watched, but he's been doing pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Good. Oh, very, very funny stuff.
Good.
100%. Yeah.
Good. I don't have enough knowledge on it, so I'm not going to pretend that I know.
Can I say something real quick? Yeah, Mr. Golden Movies, I see your post. If you want to DM me, Mr. Golden Movies, let's have a conversation, because I could use a good editor for these video essays. So thank you. Nice. Sorry, Kristian.
No, great. All right. We hit 90. That's pretty damn good. 90 today on this Monday. John, thank you for being here. John will be here running the ship alone on Monday. So battery will have Wednesday. I said Monday. Wednesday and Monday. Yeah, Wednesday and Monday.
This week? Yes.
This Wednesday. And then Monday is you. So
PLD is not allowed to be on Wednesday.
You're going to want him.
Show me how to bar him on.
You're going to want him. Him and Battery are going to be here all day long. So
I bet they're doing more than that. Those two.
I know. All right. Well, John, one more time. If you want to hit that 50K, what's going on?
Yes, please. I would love to hit 50K over on my channel. You guys, so many of you, hundreds of thousands of you have subscribed to Kristian's channel. If you all want to come on over and hang out to my channel and subscribe to it as well, I promise you, great shows, great content, fun stuff. Yes, controversial conversations, but we don't shy away from anything on the channel. It's the John Roca channel. Hot Mics, the Geek Buddies, my stuff, The Truth, my reactions, my review, video essays, Spill the Tequila, and the Jedi Way, all happening there. Please head on over there and subscribe. YouTube.com/John Roca says. Thanks, Kristian. Great Monday. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody. It was a good show today with me and John. So make sure you click like, comment, subscribe to this channel. If you haven't, please go on and join the Clips channel. Please. Thank you. Appreciate it. And that's it. I got tons of stuff going on, guys. I saw somebody recently wrote, and I don't know if it was in here or whatever. It's like, oh, Kristian's not giving a lot of updates on the pilot. Is it stalled? Not even close. During the break, I just had a DocuSign that I had to do. We're moving. We got something going. We're getting more and more closer. I've been holding back on it because what I didn't want to do is keep telling you guys, okay, here we go. I'm getting to that point where the campaign it's coming. So when we do, we're not going to stop. And I got Instagram stuff I want to show you. I got other things I want to show you. Tons of stuff we're going to show as the pilot is coming closer and closer to fruition. So I have that. I've got tons of Game of Thrones stuff. Sam and I just finished episode. We're coming up to the Battle of the Bastards. Will be dropped tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Here we go. Fiona, there was an announcement that the Housemaid sequel is coming out the same day as Secret Wars. Should be interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, but that's a difference than like Dune and Doomsday. Dune and Doomsday are the same audience. That's not the same audience. They'll benefit from that in the same way that movie was. I think it was Sisters. Then it came up during The Force Awakens. So that makes sense for sure. Okay. Thank you guys very much. I hope you had a good show with us today. We had a good show with you. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you to everybody who chimed in today, whether you were chiming in on the chat, if you're chiming in on the super chats, whatever it might have been. Thank you. Thank you to PLD. Thank you to Luke. Thank you to everybody who helped with the show today. Thank you to Roka. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Please go over and subscribe to the Clips channel.
Please.
Did you shit in there?